Fashionably late. That's all.
All right. I did this for the marathon, but like so much of the marathon is just a blur in the back of my memory. Does anybody remember the command to host somebody else's stream on Twitch? I'm like this morning.
I've literally never used it like as a streaming platform, so I could not help you there.
Okay.
Sorry, Crash. Give me 2 seconds. I can look.
Yeah, no worries. I still gotta. Oh, there we go. Yep, it's literally just /host followed by your name. So I'm making it so much more complicated than it needs to be.
So at the minute, I can control this token.
Which? Oh, really?
Afra.
Okay.
Yeah.
let me get that sorted out then. Hold on. Oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, I can control Afra's token as well.
Everyone.
Great.
Can you also remove the parentheses for?
Yeah, so it's usually like.
Jenna Wally.
And Ben and James, if you could please change your nickname on your token and exit and re-enter the voice chat, that would be greatly appreciated.
Oh yeah, best practice definitely in Roll20 is change your settings so that your name at the bottom is your character name. Would be very, very helpful. If you want to do player name and character name, even better, because maybe your character, won't be around forever. So, I've heard that there are games like that in Dungeons and Dragons.
I've never experienced that, Crash.
Yeah,
so.
but this isn't one of those games. Like on that show Critical Role, I heard somebody died once. So, yeah.
Wait, you're saying there's a chance my character is gonna die? Oof.
Absolutely not.
I still actually can't control my token.
All right, so so we are all right. Cool. So we're streaming on that.
Yes, sir.
We've got we got to get everybody's miniatures working. So let's see, Afra. Let's see. We got to remove Ben's ability to mess with your character. Here we go.
It seems like everyone had the ability.
There we go. All right. Let's see. And then okay. What is is your character still named Yofiast? Ben? Is your character still named Giofiast?
You what? No, it's the name is in the portrait down the bottom there.
Oh, okay. So let's see. There we go. That makes more sense. All right. So I'm of the opinion that Dragonborn kind of got they didn't get treated too well in the transfer over from 4th edition to this edition of the game. But there is a Dragonborn in every game that I run. So I guess popularity will always win out, which is kind of nice to see. All right. Vesh. All right. So this is a session 1. It's not technically a session 0 because we're going to jump right into this stuff. But it may have some session 0 elements to it. In that, we're going to be learning about each other's characters, learning about the game, the theme, the setting, that kind of stuff. So, all right.
Can you name my familiar token to Wally?
Yeah, sure.
And can you remove the parentheses fur?
Oh, okay.
No, I keep that. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, I thought for reasons that you would want it.
Well, yeah. Okay, I mean, all right. If I just thought it looked tacky.
I think it kind of looks like a butterfly tattoo right above your butt. You know, that's kind of what it reminded me. Yeah.
That's something Jenna would be looking to get.
Yeah. Okay. Jenna Familiar. You want Jenna Familiar to actually be named Wally. All right.
Oh, Wallace.
All right. EY or just LY? It's a big decision.
I'm pretty indifferent, to be honest.
Okay. But not so indifferent that you don't need the miniature renamed. Got it. All right. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. And then it didn't even have a token assigned yet. So there's that. And then Vesh, let's get you your token assigned. And then we should be good to go. Wait, it looks like Garuda still needs to be assigned to their token. So hold on. Which is not Garuda's fault at all, because your token's been ready for a little while.
I can move it over.
Let me see. Oh, Garuda moving around. He's running around.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Alarm clock.
It is all good. There we go. I'll set that, and then that. Bird people. Just a joy. All right, let's see. All right, cool. So, with that, I think everybody should be able to move their associated miniatures around, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How we're going to do this one is we are trying out a little bit of an anti-hero thing. So we're going to start off with you guys on a prison ship. Essentially, there are many towns along the Sword Coast, and there are many towns among the Moonshay Isles, which are these guys over here. You guys came from one of these small towns, not necessarily as your point of origin, but as your point of capture. So somewhere along the lines, you guys were finally caught. Whether you were caught for your actual crimes, or Al Capone style, you were caught for some petty crime, but it still got the job done. You were captured. Now, generally, most criminals are kept in the town until the town decides what to do with them. Most towns don't have like long-term prisons. So the worst of the worst, the real bad crooks, eventually get picked up and taken to Waterdeep Prison, which is a not nice place to go. Waterdeep, of course, being the largest city on the Sword Coast. It is located right about here on your map. And so you guys were essentially picked up along the way and tossed into this prison ship for transport to Waterdeep Prison. This is Faerun. This is a high magic, mid to high magic world. They know all about magic. They know all about how magic is cast. There are magic users. Even in like the smallest podunk town, you're probably going to find like a hedge wizard or a local witch or something like that. So in the industry of, commercial prisons, they have means to deal with spellcasters and the like. So basically, to put it simply, when they have spellcasters in prisons, they have a type of shackle that is basically made out of like a residium type alloy that nullifies magic. It's like a small anti-magic aura from the shackles. It is the easiest way to restrain and transport spellcasters, obviously, or they'd all just misty step away. So what would be the point? Or they'd lure you in close and then, spit acid in your face or any number of other things. On that topic, Dragonborn, they do have you muzzled up. So it's going to be a little bit harder to get that breath weapon out. I know it is poison based, so it's a little demeaning, but they kind of almost have like a little trash bag situation over your head. to try to keep that in
Pit
check.
mask.
Yeah, so they have taken precautions, is what I'm saying, to make sure that, because they are professionals living in a fantasy magical world. So this ain't like you got captured by like the local Podunk Village cops and you just bend the bars and leave kind of thing. Like these guys know what they're doing. So on that note, let me take you over to the ship. It is it is evening. You were on the ship, and yeah, conditions are suboptimal, to put it mildly. So I'm gonna try to port you over here, and I may have to re-grab a couple of minis because they may be these two new ones that we had to make. So let me grab those. Now, the other thing to keep, do you have your equipment? Absolutely not. No, you guys wanted to start on a prison ship. You start in prison clothes. So you basically just have tunic and pants and your shackles is what you guys have. So let me replace the two minis for you guys over here real quick.
It's dark in here.
There we go.
Oh, deleting my inventory.
Well, I mean, here's a pro tip. Here's a pro tip. Don't delete your inventory. Play as though your inventory is not there. Does that make more sense?
Oh, I didn't even add mine because
yeah.
we were on prison.
Nobody did it.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well,
Yeah, I didn't even add
I'm
mine
glad
because we were in prison.
I don't want you looking at my sheet like.
Sure. No, I appreciate that honesty. This is going to be a lot harder for you tonight or this morning, and that's totally okay.
You know, you should be looking at.
Oh, he'll be fine, and we won't say any names. So, let me switch over to some more somber, even more somber music, and let's see.
Lady Jenna, I will get us out of here.
You better.
All right, so
I'm
we're
relying
gonna
on
do
you.
we're gonna do some establishing shots here. Oh, also music. If music is ever too loud, you can go to your gear in the top right and adjust your music accordingly. Also, while you're in settings, that is where you just change your display name, turn on keyboard shortcuts, enable advanced dice, 3D dice, rolling 3D dice, all that good stuff. So that's where all that stuff would be. All right.
What setting would I use so I can hear the music? Because Discord is like muting the game.
Let's see. Gosh, Discord is muting your game.
As soon as I logged into Discord, it turned it off.
Okay. I've not heard of that one before.
Go into right-click your speaker. Go into sound settings.
Make sure Chrome is still turned on.
No, wait. Not sound settings. Just sounds. Go to communication, and where it says Windows can automatically adjust the volume, change it to do nothing.
The sounds.
Mr. IT man over here.
Yeah, no. Off the clock. IT service.
So it should look like that.
Didn't change it.
Okay. Then it might be just muted in your volume mixer. Make sure Chrome's full.
Open volume mixer. No?
Also check and see if you have the tab muted. By right-clicking the tab.
So,
I'll figure it out later. It's not cooperating.
Okay. So, you guys are down here in the hold, essentially the cargo of this this slaver ship. Outside, the sun has set. The waves are rough, and there are an assortment of guards that are kind of keeping an eye, on you guys. There are only, as far as you can see here, 10 prisoners on this deck of the ship, and each of you has been kept in a separate cell. As far as you could tell, there are 5 guards, or 4 guards, and one essentially warden, which is this dude over here. You picked up that his name is Sassoon Hahul. And Sassoon Hahul is a Kalamshite human, and he is a little bit of a priss, but he has not allowed the guards to harass you or in any way, and has kind of kept things in a very professional manner. So, your other prisoners that are nearby, they seem to be kind of keeping to themselves, and most of them are already sort of asleep because there really isn't much to do on a long prison ship voyage. So what we're going to do now is sort of the establishing shot. So the camera kind of showed the ship from a distance, kind of zoomed in on the ship, and then it sort of cut to the ship, went down into the hold, past the board guard, and started sort of panning over the prisoners in their cages. So as the camera is doing that, when the camera pans over Naxos, am I pronouncing that right? Is it Naxos?
Yep, Naxos.
All right. What does the camera see? What is the establishing shot for Naxos?
Like his appearance, or
Yeah. Like, what is his body language? What is he doing right now? Like, if this was a movie or the first episode of a TV show, like, what is the audience seeing as the camera kind of reaches Naxos?
well, he's a very blue water genasi. He's pacing and kind of like preaching, basically telling the warden and the guards that Mother's gonna come and punish them, that the ship's gonna be sunk, um, rattling his cage, just being raucous.
All right. The camera travels over to Jenna. What do people see?
I see a quite lovely human, a female. Um, she's quite pissed because she can't use magic right now to prestidigitation the stink away, but she's working on a solution. She's making googly eyes at this individual over here and kind of doing like the gag faces, like yeah, basically trying to, you don't want to kill me, bro, and keeps looking at Hef like she expects him to do something.
All right. And the camera travels over to Hef. As Jenna's eyes kind of travel to him, the camera follows her gaze. What do they see, Hef?
They see this half elf, half human looking humanoid, blue skin with very alert eyes, looking around, just taking and looking at every cell, every individual, everyone, trying to understand where everything is at in the room.
All right. Garuda, as Hef's eyes sort of travel across the room, they come to rest on you, and the camera follows. What do they see?
You see a white dove bird person sitting on the ground, back to the cage, way too comfortable for this situation. Looks like he probably doesn't even have a care in the world. He might even taking a nap, eyes closed. But just sitting there, not even worried about the situation he's in.
Alrighty. The camera slowly moves across the narrow aisle to Afra. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do they see?
A fairly small human female, thin, wiry, and on the outside, looks pretty unconcerned, but if you looked closely every now and then, you could see eyes darting about, taking in just about every detail around.
All right. And as your eyes are darting around, they catch sight of a gruesome looking dragonborn, Veshkadel. Is that
Yeah.
right? All right. So Veshkadel, what do they see when they see Veshkadel?
So, considering he has a bag over his head,
Yeah,
I guess you
true.
don't see too many of his features. He's only about 5'11", which, while it's
He's
tall,
got that dragonborn special.
yeah, but by the general Dragon Ball standards, he's fairly short, but he's pretty bulky all the same. Broad shoulders. The way he's sitting in this cramped cage looks very awkward, but despite his relaxed appearance, those of you who are perceptive would realize he's listening to everything. He is waiting for his opportunity.
All right. So the camera kind of returns to this guard right here, and the ship suddenly rocks, like and sways and tilts very heavily, and he sort of clumsily crashes into the ladder here and lets out a light curse, and he's just, "Oi, the bitch Queen Umberly. Perhaps this was a mistake." And he looks over at Naxos, who continues to preach the good word of the bitch Queen Umberly. He seems unsettled, this guard over here. And finally, that causes his composure to break, and he calls over, "Oi, hey you! Yeah, blue one. Can't stop running his gob. Quiet, or you'll get the spear."
Nexus pauses for a minute and then just continues the sermon. Mother will kill you. She will drag you to the bottom of the sea. This ship is doomed.
"Oh, I order." And he starts heading in your general direction. As he's kind of heading over, you hear a voice call from way over on the other side of the ship. Now, let the man practice his religious freedoms as freely as he likes. It won't do him any good. We paid the tithes to your queen. Everything is going as planned and on schedule. We will be arriving in Waterdeep by morning, and then your new lives begin, deep down in the pits. So please, enlighten us with more of your good words. And you see the guard here, who had his spear turned around to start like hitting you with the blunt end of it, kind of begrudgingly move back towards his post.
I stick my tongue out at him.
All right. Yeah. Given your overall beauty, this young guard more blushes than is offended at the rude gesture as he kind of shuffles back to his post. And the ship continues to rock and sway, and you watch as Sassoon Hahul gets back to whatever paperwork that he was handling. As things kind of move and shift on his desk, he sort of absentmindedly, reaches out like his free hand to grab and correct things and put them back into place. All right. So what is the plan here, guys?
Are we? We're handcuffed.
You don't necessarily need to have a plan, but if you do, or you want to like try to talk it out to other peeps, you certainly can.
Are we handcuffed?
Yeah, you are shackled. Short shackles, hands behind, shackles again around the feet. So while you're not technically restrained, you can kind of move around the cage a little bit. Your movement would be halved while you're wearing the shackles. And then anything that would require your hands would obviously either be impossible or at disadvantage.
Can I see which guard has keys on them? Like which guard locked us in here?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a perception check to sort of kind of keep in mind what's what.
With perception, you said, or
Yep. Yeah, perception.
bitch, 7 or 12.
All right. You can't so much track who has keys. There's not like a delicious like key ring just kind of jangling on somebody's belt.
God damn it.
But as you know, I will let you know like if it becomes apparent because you're sort of keeping an eye out for it. You do recall though that the warden does have a set of keys on him. But that there was also one other guard who had keys as well. You do
I just don't
or you
remember
not
which
think
one.
that you see them right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Hef would try to get one of his hands free out of the cuffs if it's
Okay.
possible.
Yeah. So, in this instance, this would be less of an acrobatics because you're not really using your whole body and more of a sleight of hand. So you can attempt a sleight of hand with disadvantage. Yeah. You've been working at this for a while, and despite your unique nature, getting it free is just all it's doing is just you're getting chafed and cut, and more blood kind of starts to flow as the scabs you've already generated from these efforts continues to build up a little bit.
Afra is going to really obviously try to get comfortable and be very uncomfortable.
Gotcha.
And then yell out at the captain, hey, look, I know we're just doing our jobs and going to this place, but I'm really uncomfortable. And just look at me. What am I gonna do to you if you take these shackles off? I mean, really. I've got no magic, and I'm probably the smallest kid in here. Can you just do me a favor and take these off so I can get some sleep?
You may attempt a general persuasion check with disadvantage, obviously, because of the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, 16 is pretty good. This guard right here, they kind of look at you and listen to your words, and they look over at Sassoon, and they kind of start heading over there. And Sassoon is like, where are you going, soldier? This is not a pleasure cruise. You understand that these are dangerous individuals, people who have no place in proper society. Why, that girl would say and do anything to get out of that cage. If you're uncomfortable, it's good practice for the life you'll spend in the dark. And the guard kind of stops there and looks at you, and you can only see in the torchlight their eyes behind the helm, but the eyes kind of give you a look like sorry, and you can tell that they are sympathetic to your situation. Because unlike these other rowdy prisoners, you are just like this young girl who's obviously in bad situation, probably innocent. It's breaking their heart that you're stuck like this.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else?
Jenna would try to beckon this guy over.
Okay. What is your general beckoning?
It's just like a little like when you move the thing you do with your fucking hand with the fingers, where you just kind of come on over here.
Come hither, darling.
Okay.
Come hither.
All right. Go ahead and do a persuasion check with disadvantage because this guy is on the clock and you are a prisoner. All right. He kind of looks over at you. He steps a little bit closer. And he says, "Oi, well, what you need now? Could barely hear you over this guy."
That's why you gotta come close. He just continues to beckon.
He kind of screws up his face, like, "Yeah, this isn't my first day at work," kind of thing, and steps back by the thing. The ship suddenly sways again very heavily, and it kind of goes in this general direction. I need everybody who is standing to go ahead and do dexterity saves, or you could do acrobatics, whichever one you feel would be better for you. All right. So anybody that got higher than a 10, you managed to keep your footing. Otherwise, you are kind of thrown back towards the wall and knocked prone. So let me check for this guard.
Are you okay, Lady Jenna?
Yeah. So the guard is also thrown back, hits the wall, falls prone. Let's see. And those of you who know about, sea travel, this is not good. This represents some big ass waves.
Are we walking on the walls yet?
I mean, it is tilting for just a moment, so much that it's kind of like the wall is the floor sort of thing before it suddenly surges back, and you just spray hits the boat, and water is now just like dripping down from the ceiling from the deck above you.
Lady Jenna's bleeding. Help her! Help her!
I hurt my wrist.
Okay. So go ahead, Hef and Jenna, give me either a performance or a deception check for each of you.
Can she just roll with advantage for me?
You initiated it, so you're a little bit, kind of more the person who's doing it.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right. So, Sassoon kind of slams his fist down a little bit and starts packing up his paperwork, his quills and his inks and stuff like that, closing up books, and he says, "You there, Benin? Was it? Go take a look, see what's going on, and then when you're done, find out what's going on up above." All right, and the guard kind of nods and starts heading over. So they're it is walking past you guys.
Assuming everyone's.
What does this dude has? What does this dude have on him exactly?
All right, so Benin is actually a lady, and what are they wearing? So they are wearing scale mail. They have a short sword, a spear, a light crossbow, looks like a side quiver of bolts. They're kind of wearing like the scale mail that's more like a long coat of armor kind of thing. I think it's called like a gambitine, something like that. Gambizon, thank you. Yeah. And they're wearing helms and the whole deal. All the guards here appear to be human. As in the Sword Coast, that is generally the most populous race. But yeah, they're walking past these cages, heading to check on Jenna. So does anybody want to do anything, or?
Yeah, Vesh is going to assume there's a distraction happening of some kind. He doesn't know the source of it because he knows absolutely bugger all about boats. But he's just going to make a show of stretching his legs to get comfortable. What he's actually doing is testing the strength of the shackles, seeing if his legs would be strong enough to bust them.
If you could come up with some sort of leverage, you could probably do it, but you're pretty sure on your own, not so much. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if you could find a way to give yourself advantage, you'd have a much better chance of breaking free.
Well, he
But
can't look around his cell at all.
yeah, on your own, you've been on the ship for a while, and on your own, you've kind of given that a shot, and it's been, it's pretty high quality stuff here. So, all right, guard Benin, she approaches the bars, and let's see, she's trying to figure out if you're goofing on her. Let's see.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
feels bad.
Yeah, so she's like, oh, oi, all right, what seems to be the problem here? What's going on?
You see, the ship, it stumbled and,
Yeah,
and I fell
lady,
and I broke my wrist and it's bleeding. And I don't
is
know,
it?
I don't know if you heard of who my father is, but
Oh,
he's scrying the ship right now, and he's gonna take this whole place down if you don't treat me right.
She's a princess. Please help her.
The ship suddenly begins to shift again and tilt and rock in that direction. I need everybody who is standing to make dexterity saving throws, please.
He's not gonna be happy with these conditions. He's done really bad things.
All right, so the only guard that was affected was Brennan. Oh, these cages are killing me. I want to be able to just drag and select. So Brennan is kind of thrown back and slams against this cage and falls prone. While that's happening, anybody that got a 10 or higher, you are not tossed about and knocked prone. Otherwise, yeah, you hit the bars and you are knocked prone for a second. Afra, there is a moment where the ship has basically gone ways, and Benin is like laying against the bars of this neighboring cage. Do you want to do anything?
Can I see if she has keys and try and filch them?
Yeah. Give me a real quick perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, you do see tucked into the belt and looped around the belt, there is a ring of keys, but it
Right.
has the belt running through it. Yeah.
Can I get them?
You could certainly try. Do you? So basically, your hands are behind your back, but you could sort of acrobatic, athletic style move along the bars of your own cage like a little ladder, because again, everything's almost sideways right now. And then I don't know, with your mouth, with your bound hands, you tell me. You could try to grab hold of those keys, or just rifle through pockets, grab a weapon. I mean, this is an opportunity, so I wanted to make sure that you knew it was there.
Okay, I'm gonna try and desperately get back to the front of my cage. I'm gonna seem to be a little bit scared.
All right, athletics or acrobatics to kind of take advantage of this sudden shift in the terrain.
That didn't work well.
All right. Yeah, so as you start to kind of hop and move along the bars, your foot just kind of slips, and then your manacles kind of tangle in the bars of your cage and the one next to it. You watch as the ship rights itself, and that opportunity is gone. Did anybody else want to take advantage of the ship moving to the side there?
Yeah, gotta use it to try to stand up with as the ship rocks.
Yeah, sure.
Hef would turn his back to the cage towards Benin and just kind of hope the ship rocks back towards him, and Benin comes back towards.
Yeah, Garuda, what do you even do on with this athletics check? This is amazing.
So when the ship goes over to the side, I just use it, get my feet underneath me, and as the ship rocks, I just stand up with it and move forward with it as it goes back to normal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just moving with the ship. So
Gotcha.
Just to stand up with.
Vesh has an idea. He's going to wait till the ship rights itself. He's going to slither on over to the kind of bars at the cage at the front,
Mhm.
and he's going to brace the chain between his legs against one of the bars. And the next time it shifts towards those bars, he's going to kick with both legs with all his might.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Hahul, Warden Hahul is had about enough of this shit, and he shouts over to Benin, just go up top, ask the captain what is going on, find out what is happening. What the hell do we even have a mage on this vessel for if they cannot deal with the weather? And Benin sort of dusts themselves off and nods and then says, Oi, what about this one? She says she's hurt real bad. She broke her wrist. And Warden Hahul is like, that is the least of our concerns right now. Go, now. And Benin begins to leave and sort of gives you a shrug like, oh, well, and kind of starts heading off.
As he leaves, I'm just gonna whisper to him, my
As
father's
she
gonna kill you all.
leaves. Oh, jeez. All right, give me an intimidation check.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, she looks over her shoulder and like kind of clumsily bangs into Vesh's cage as she tries to get away from you. Vesh, there's an opportunity there if you want to take it. Otherwise, she's going to keep going.
He can't see. He doesn't know what's just happened.
Yeah, you hear something slam into the door of your cage, and then quickly kind of scamper off. All right. As the hatch above is opened, a flood of water comes rushing down into the hold, knocking Benin off the ladder. Benin takes 4 points of damage. And the other guard that is there has to see if they can keep their footing. And they do. They brace against it. And the waves and the water just like floods the area around the ladder and the hatch. You can hear the sounds of a storm up above. Benin picks themselves up and begins heading up the ladder. All right.
Mother is coming for me.
You know what, Naxos? As a known priest of Umberly, who has been talking, I almost said shit, sweet gospel nonstop since your capture, go ahead and give me an intimidation check, please.
A second, this I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, the remaining people who had kind of just been like, yeah, whatever, they are starting to look a little unhinged. And Warden Hahul says, priest, that will be quite enough of that. Keep it down, or you will meet the spears.
And you will meet the brine.
Hurt. He calls down this ladder right here, and he says, below, how fares the special passenger? And you hear kind of a voice call up. Hef, you hear the whole thing with your passive perception. Kind of a burly voice says, oh, she just sitting there. Don't seem phased none by what's going on, sir. Interesting. Very interesting. Things are... the waters are rough. Is everything all right below? Oh, yeah. Everyone's awake now, though, so it is what it is. We'll be fine. As he says that, the ship suddenly lurches again this direction. So everybody needs to make those saves again.
I'm holding on, so my back is currently...
Oh, yeah. So you and Hef would definitely have an advantage, for sure, if you're holding on to each other.
Lol.
Yeah.
So Vesh wants to use this opportunity to put all of his strength and weight behind his legs, pushing the chain of his leg shackles against the bars.
Oh damn! Everybody except the warden is like tossed down, slammed into the walls, etc., etc. All right, they're all kind of tossed about. And Vesh, yeah, go ahead and give me a athletics check with advantage. Yeah. So as you do, you hear sort of a scream almost of metal as you are just grinding the chains against the bars and using them as a sort of leverage. And you can't see, but you can feel a single link of the chain pulling, and then snapping. So your feet are free.
Okay.
Naxos, you watch this. Hef, you hear it happening and look over and see it. I would assume the Jennifer and Afra, you would definitely need to do like a perception check to notice that with everything else that was going on.
Notice
if you, yeah, if
I do it.
yeah, no. All right. So yeah, Afra, you realize that this Dragonborn has managed to break its chains. That is a strong creature over there. Not sure if it's a lady or a dude. He's Dragonborn. Well, actually, Dragonborn ladies have boobs, so I guess you would know. It's a dude. But,
I would like to take his inspiration and potentially make an acrobatics check to try and like maneuver around such that my hands are in front of me. You know what I mean?
The old orangutan.
oh, okay.
hops,
Cut the
skips,
shit
jumps.
out. All right. Getting going on. Let's see an acrobatics check with.
Oh, no.
That did not work. Was that with
Oh,
something?
yeah. That's
Advantage?
with advantage though. So go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, not that much better.
All right. So you start to do it, and at first you're like, oh, this will be easy. I'll just like tuck it under my butt, and then I'll move my legs through. And now you're sort of like mid pretzel. Yeah.
Awesome.
So you're just sort of rolling around like an abandoned cue ball or like a water bottle in the back of a truck. You know, you're just kind of like hitting the bars and
Ugh, great.
yeah.
All right. With Hef helping me with my cuffs, can I try and get out of them?
Yes. Are you trying basically to sleight of hands your way out of your cuffs?
Yeah.
They're like
I'm a
back
tiny
against the bars
little
of the
girl.
cage, right?
I got real small hands
Sure.
and real dainty wrists.
Well,
So
this is a world where people come in gnome size and half orc size, so that don't worry about that. They definitely found a pair that fit you just right, Goldilocks. But you can attempt a sleight of hand normally since you are being assisted.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So Hef, you tear open all of the wounds and injuries that you've dealt to yourself on your wrists, and you're strange. Is it red blood, or given your situation, is it something different?
It's not red. It's probably more a little greenish, blackish.
Okay, so brackish looking liquid flows free from your wrist wounds. You do take a point of damage, but you let all this blood kind of get all over your hands, Jenna's wrists, and the slimy, viscous fluid that you bleed allows Jenna to free one of her hands from the shackles.
okay, and as soon as he frees it, I'm gonna be like, ah, and fall on my back, so like no one, and like fall on the shackles, so like no one can see them. Like,
yeah, sure. Everyone's very distracted right now. Go ahead and do a performance with advantage.
a 10.
Okay. Yeah, I mean everyone's flopping around like crazy because of the ship, so they don't even pay no mind. They're like, oh, the girl fell down again. Yeah, so they're kind of picking themselves up, and
Awesome.
you guys can tell that the crew is getting very nervous about this storm. Like the storm is getting really bad.
Do I feel like I can use magic now with my free hand?
Yeah. So now that you have the hand free, you could certainly try to cast some magic. You still have the other one on. You know that you would be better off trying to get both of them, completely.
Yeah, that's
removed
what
from
I'm
your
gonna
person.
start working on. I want to just start like subtly casting
it's
frostbite.
less about which hand it's on and more about just being in contact with your body is really the situation here.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause
Then I'm
there's
gonna try
plenty of people in the world that have only one hand, sort of thing.
Yep. I'm gonna try and just start casting frostbite on the other
Mhm.
manacle to like kind of freeze it up, so I'll be able to like break out of it easier.
All right, give me an Arcana check with disadvantage. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It hurts, like psychically almost. It hurts to access your magic while this is on you. And there's like a little bit of like a Stranger Things nosebleed situation. But you do start chilling the shackle, the remaining shackle with your spell.
Awesome.
All right, Afra. As you're pretzeling around on the ground, maybe try another acrobatics check.
Let's do it.
All right.
Normal or advantage still?
This would be a normal one at this point because the
Okay.
ship is going to return to normal, and you're kind of bound up in yourself. Oh my gosh!
God.
You're so unlucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look around at these others taking advantage of the situation to try and free themselves, and yeah, you're just getting more and more wound up. Now your ankle chains are getting bound up with your hand shackles, and oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look
Okay.
over to the guy that I, kind of charmed before, and I'm gonna just look real pitiful and say, dude, can you give me a hand?
Okay. Yeah, this guy's gotten back to his feet. I would say, because of the way you're presenting this, you could do or a performance.
Do what are performance?
You could use a performance check or a persuasion check because you're technically acting, but you're also like asking this guy for help. So either one would work.
Well, I'm not really acting. I am.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Well, that's why it's not a disadvantage because you would have totally had advantage for how sad it is. They kind of look over their shoulder at the warden, who is like just yelling down and having this kind of conversation, trying to figure out what's going on. And they slowly, on shaky feet, begin making their way over, holding onto the bars as they get closer. What's wrong? What did you? Oh my God! What have you done?
I don't know.
How did this even happen?
The ship it's been tossing so much, and I don't even know what happened.
All right. They look over at the warden. The warden seems a little distracted. You're bound to break your neck at this point if the ship tips again and you're stuck like that. It's like your head's almost in your butt. Oh my God! All right, hold on. And they start fumbling for some keys.
Vesh, his ears, you can't see, but they've pricked up. The moment he hears the sound of a cage door being opened, he's going to jump to his feet and he's going to start slamming against the door of his cage, like to running back and then running forward with his shoulder, roaring incoherently.
All right. Let's see. It starts fumbling with the keys. Is it this one? Is it this one? Right as he puts the key in the lock and goes to turn it, the whole ship rocks this away. So everybody needs to make dexterity saves again. All right. Yeah, they slam into the bars, but do not fall. I think there was one more there. I gotta check. Yeah. Okay. So all the prison guards managed to hold on to their footing. Looks like everybody else did as well, which is cool. Yeah. So that's happening. The ship is leaning way in that direction. The keys are there. They're trying to open the door. Does anybody want to take advantage of this shift in the terrain, or?
Has Naxos noticed that Jenna has a hand free?
Naxos has a gimp mask on to prevent his hateful poison breath from being used.
Oh no,
No,
that's
I-
me.
Oh, Naxos. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking. Yeah. Sorry. I'm still learning all the names. So Naxos. Yeah. What is your passive perception?
My wisdom's pretty high. So,
Yeah. So why don't we just drop a perception check to see if you are noticing stuff? Because there's a lot going on right now. So that would be a good test to see what you. Yeah. So Naxos, you see. Big green guy with the gimp mask has gotten one of his broken the chains around his leg shackles. This lady over here is laying on the ground, and she apparently is just badly hurt. Go ahead and give me an insight check on that. Let's see. Yeah, she's faking it. This guy over here seems to be bleeding, but he's bleeding like a weird blackish green fluid. But hey, forgotten around. It's whatevs. This birdo over here, I mean, it looks like it's trying to keep its composure, but it's a bird in a cage. Yeah, like it's not enjoying the cliche too much. And then you've got this girl up here who apparently was, yeah, you're not sure what she was trying to do. She looks like she's just been horribly mangled, and almost like a cartoon, like a giant picked her up and like squished her into a ball is kind of what you're seeing over there.
Okay,
and then yeah, and the guard here seems to be trying to figure out what's wrong with her and help her.
So I'm gonna like kind of loudly whisper at Jenna that I see what you're doing over there. Help me as well, or I will tell.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, I'm kind of digging.
And he kind of turns
that-
around and
Jen-
like backs up to the bars and like kind of trying to push his hands through to her. Kind of like sitting down. So they're behind our backs, right? So I kind of like sit
Yeah.
down against the bars and like kind of put my hands out to where she can maybe get to them.
What is going on?
so I'm still working on my other cuff, right?
Correct. Yeah. If you'd like, you can attempt an athletics check with advantage to see if you can smash the cuff, because you've been like just steady, like freezing it. Now, I am going to say that the amount of cold that you put on it, you definitely damaged yourself. So
Yeah, I expected that.
yeah. So go ahead and roll the cantrip damage on yourself, but then make the athletics check with advantage to see if you can smash it. Oof. Oosh.
Oh God! I almost one-shot myself.
Do
Hey, you get to
a
make a con
Constitution save?
Now here's
Yeah.
the thing. So
Oh wait, do I get to make my con save?
Yeah, what would you make your con save? Oh yeah, to
Oh,
see
for
if
the
you
frostbite damage?
yeah. So
All right. That passed.
yeah, okay. So you're good. You're good. Okay. So you're enduring the cold that you are applying to it. So go ahead and make that athletics check.
Here it is. Dice. No.
Oh, yeah, not enough. The door to the ship starts to right itself.
Hold on.
The
Before,
guard by Afra's cage kind of grabs a hold of the things so that they don't get knocked down, and then they finish opening the doors to check on you. As they do, I'm going to see if Sassoon notices what is going on here. Let me see. Oh wow. He just, he's looking around. He sees him over the gate. He says, "Oh, what exactly are you doing over there? I told you to leave that prisoner alone." And they kind of turn. At this point, Afro, they've already unlocked the door though and started to open it. She's done messed herself up real bad, sir. I'm worried about her getting, breaking the neck. All right, so they kind of step into the cage with you, and kind of lean down and say, "Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, yeah, tiny one, aren't you? All right, let me see. What do we got going on here? All right, and they're going to try to help you put your hands back behind your back. So they're going to try to put you back where you were at square one. You could try and sort of, you try anything, Dungeons and Dragons. So you tell me what you want to do in response.
I just want to ask him if he can just take the shackles off. I can't hurt anybody, clearly.
All right. Go ahead and do a deception, because he knows you can hurt people because you're a criminal on a prison ship. So you are capable of all sorts of things. So you are going to try and sell it that you are not. So go ahead and give me a deception check. Oh my. All right, let's see.
Give him the old puppy dog eyes.
You see his caring eyes looking through the helmet at you. And there's resolve there, but you turn on the waterworks a little bit. You really puppy dog it up. And he thinks back to his first girlfriend, and she was a petite number and stole his heart. He wonders what happened to her. Whatever happened? And he kind of looks over his shoulder at the warden, and he shrugs and he undoes your wrist shackles.
Yes.
Just until we get you back to right, and then we've got to put them back on, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Hearing this is when Vesh starts to go mad. So he runs back to this end of the cage. Sprints up there.
My name's Len, by the way.
Oh, Len, thank you so much. I'm Afra, and I.
Oh, it's a beautiful name.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, here you go. We'll get you right as rain. So
Okay.
Vesh, it sounds like you're doing some stuff over there. What are you doing?
Even if it's fruitless, he knows at the very least it's going to create a distraction for the others. So hearing the cage doors and the shackles being unlocked over there, he leaps to his feet. They're obviously not shackled anymore, or they're not bound anymore.
Yeah.
And he runs to the back of the cage and pushes off it and shoulder barges the front of the cage as powerfully as he can.
Yeah,
Just
give me an
shouting
athletics
out.
check with advantage. Yeah. All right. You slam against the doors. They do not open. But it is like loud enough that Len and this guard over here, ladder guard, they're both like, "Oi, what's going on there?" And they start running to see what's going on. And Len, let's do an intelligence check on Len. I'm gonna give him disadvantage because he's got other things on his mind. Yeah.
Do I see this happening?
Oh
And
yeah,
do
I mean
see
everything
do I see the damage to the cage?
He didn't damage the cage with an 18. He just slammed his body against it.
Okay.
Len says, "Oh, hey, I gotta hold on," and starts to step out of your cage to go check and see what's happening here.
And he's left the doors unlocked, and he's left.
Yep.
What's? Hey! Calm it down. And they both have their spears out, and they are approaching you to use their spears.
So he can't see this at all, but he can hear them clanking closer.
Right, yeah. So as they're coming to use their spears on you, the friggin' warden is like, Did you just leave that door unlocked? Get over there, quickly! We're going to roll initiative now.
No. I always forget to select my token. There. That's better anyway.
Oh, nice. You going first is kind of perfect here.
Yeah.
I like the effects of the alpha cages. I just wish there was an easier way to get at the miniatures that are in the cages.
Yeah.
But, hey, this ain't fantasy ground, am I right? Hey. cries and roll 20. Let's see.
My cage isn't even really holding me.
Well, obviously. We're not there yet. We're not at Ready Player One. Like, once we're Ready Player One, then it'll be really... Yeah.
Oh, that would be
I don't,
amazing.
I don't see the bars over me.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
I'm free.
Oh, okay. That is because on the token level, your tokens you control will always be at the top for players. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think that's everybody. Let's do this thing. Afra, you're up first.
Well, I'm gonna take advantage of my cage door being open.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna run up to poor Lynn, and I'm gonna try and grab his sword.
Oh dang. Oh, okay. Yeah. So go ahead and give me. You can either use sleight of hand, or we would do an opposed roll. So if you do sleight of hand, if you do a good job, basically you grab. It'll both be opposed rolls.
Yeah.
But it'll be athletics versus athletics, or it will be sleight of hand versus his perception.
I'll do sleight of hand then.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna give this boy disadvantage here because there's a lot going on, and he's in the middle of getting ready to deliver some sweet prison justice to a bad boy. Let's see. Ooh, almost notices, but you pull free his short sword. So that would be your move and your action. You still have some movement left, though.
I'm actually gonna go back in my cage.
All right.
So that hopefully nobody notices that I now have a weapon.
Yeah, you have just enough speed to kind of rush up, grab it, and rush back. And Len sort of looks around just as you're back in the cage and is like, shit, I left the door open. Oh, I really appreciate you not leaving your cell.
And I give him a wink.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, guard who was told to go close your door. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're gonna have to dash to get over to the door, and then as an interact, they're going to close the door, but they will not be able to lock it. So they are going to close the door. Do you want to oppose them closing the door or no? Because you could, as your reaction, be like, "That's not happening," and stop them. Try to stop them from closing the door.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So unless you come up with a better idea, this would just be opposed athletics as they go to close it, and you sort of like snap out a hand and grab the door. Like that's not going to happen. Do you have another idea instead, or?
I don't think I do.
All right, here we go then.
Well, I could.
Oof.
I'm really good at talking my way out of things.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say. No, wait. The ship might roll again, or something like that.
Okay. It's pretty weak, so do persuasion with disadvantage.
Okay. I guarantee my persuasion is with disadvantage.
Yeah.
It's not.
And they
Damn
just
it.
shake their hand. He just shakes his head and says, "Quiet down, you little bitch. I'm not as my heart's not as soft as old Len." And you hear the cage just kind of closes in your face.
Okay.
All right, Hef, you're up.
Hef is gonna run to the back of the cage, grab it with his hands, flip around so he's like sitting facing up, like he's sitting on the side of the cage with his legs up in the air, and he's gonna try to pull his legs down through and his butt through the front of his arms so he can get his arms in front of him.
That's what got me into a lot of trouble. Just so you know.
All right. Yeah. So you can attempt a sleight of acrobatics, because you're twisting your body doing that yoga and all that stuff. So you can do an acrobatics, but because you're still got your shackles on your legs and your hands and all that jazz, it will be at disadvantage. Keep in mind that Afra used the momentum of the ship to try to assist her. Yeah. Now you start to pull, and you are like, I'm gonna dislocate my arms if I do it this way, and you kind of try like a different way, and yeah, it's just not happening right now.
So then I would drop to the ground and then back up with my arms against the back next to the bird, next to
Okay.
Wally, so that Wally could maybe look at my shackles. And then that's
That's not Wally.
oh, that's not Wally. I would say
Wally's not
it looks
here.
like
That is the
well,
most,
it's
like,
a bird.
animal racism I've ever seen. Oh
Hey,
my God.
bird, bird, help me get these off me, bird.
I want to point out
what
that
are you expecting
Wally
to
is a
do?
crane, a normal crane, and Garuda is like a 6-foot tall seagull with arms.
It's a dove, motherfucker. I'm not a
All right.
seagull. You will not disgrace me like that.
If you have proficiency in nature, I need you to remove it from your character sheet. So
Low.
you have lost all ability to discern anything related to animals.
Well, I don't.
Okay, that makes sense then. All right, Hef. So you go against the wall, you press, and you say, yeah, help me out. All right. Sassoon, man, Sassoon having a hard day at work. This is not how things were supposed to go at all. Let's see. Sassoon is going to take out his crossbow and load it. And he is going to move here and ready a shot because he does not like the way things are going. All right, prisoner here whispers over to you. Hey, I know what you're doing. How can I help? Yeah, you, little one.
Me?
With the silver tongue, yeah.
What can
Promise
you do?
promise to get me out of here with you, and I'll do whatever it takes.
Okay, sure. Distract this guy in front of me.
All right. I've been saving up for this. They walk up to the edge of the cage. They pull out their penis, and they begin urinating all over the guard.
Nice.
What? Yeah. And they start slapping at the urine
what
stream.
kind of penis we talking about here?
Wow. Let me check my
Penis
second
index?
edition penis table.
Please roll a d10.
Yep.
And,
Hold on. Let's see.
They look like a melted candle.
Oh,
like,
wow. Yeah. So we're doing pretty good, Afro. I don't know if Afro's into penises, but this is a pretty good one on display here. Yeah, he's urinating all over this dude. And the dude is like, who does that? And he is like really upset. All right. So that brings us to this dude over here, or lady. We're not sure because they've got little masks on. Yeah, they're kind of watching. They're just sort of watching what's going on here. They're not, there's not as much interesting stuff on their side, but they do move up to the edge of the bars to get a better idea of what's happening here. And they do see that there's a guard here. They ready in action. They're gonna ready in action. All right. Oh man, Len, poor Len. He's trying his best. So yeah, Len is he's going to try to hit you with his spear for non-lethal damage. So he's going to use the butt end of the spear. And he does not have his shield. He wouldn't have his shield out because he was doing all kinds of stuff, helping her with his hands and everything. So he will do it two-handed. Here we go. You do have +2 to your AC because of the bars.
Yeah, but I'm also blind.
So yeah. Oh yeah, so that's a 24 for 8 points of conk you right in the forehead damage, as he just kind of takes aim and just tonk through the bars and hits you in the forehead. And he says,
Well,
"I'm really
really
sorry
washes.
about this, but you need to calm down, sir. You need to calm down right now." All right. That brings us to Garuda.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to health if I can see what you can do about if we can help each other out with our shackles.
All right.
Can you do that thing you did with the? Did I know he helped Jenna escape? I probably wouldn't see that. Yeah, just try to help him out.
Okay, so you're gonna all right. His hands and wrists are a ruin, like a dog that tried to chew its way out of its kennel, and just shredded its poor little muzzle. he has been trying to get out of these cuffs for a while, and there are just numerous like cuts and abrasions and just raw skin, and now flowing blood from the efforts that this person has put into trying to escape. So if you would like, you can try and help them or help yourself with a sleight of hands.
Yeah, can I try like lose his blood as lubricant to get
Yes,
my hands out?
totally. So give me a sleight of hands check.
Bitch.
Yeah, it's really gross, but you have all these, like weird feathers and stuff that like are like
What?
soaking up the blood.
Ew.
Yeah. So it's getting real gross. It's like an Exxon spill over there. It's just nasty. Yeah. A rich housewife with a big heart is going to come and use some Dawn detergent on you pretty soon, Garuda. It's getting pretty bad. So. All right. As anything else, Garuda, that would be your action as you try to do that. You could move away from him if you want, or just gonna hang tight.
Yeah, I'll stay right by him if everyone is still distracted by what's going on in the world.
All right. As this is going on, the ship suddenly shifts this direction. So I need everybody who is standing to make saves, which is a lot of people now.
Can I purposefully fail my save and exit my cage?
Oh, that would be extremely hype. Yes, you could definitely do that.
No.
In
Stumble
fact,
onto that
instead of
guy
making,
and into the
instead of
stream
making a
of urine.
save, do an athletics check with advantage instead of making a save.
Okay.
All right. In fact, your guy actually failed his save anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, so he slams into this cage and is knocked prone. You failed your save, so you slam into him and are now out of your cage.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else are we checking? I'm not gonna. I'll be here all day if I'm checking everybody. Sassoon keeps his footing though and has a bolt readied. All right. As he sees you exiting the thing, he's gonna take the shot. It will be a disadvantage because of the tilting and tipping of the ship, though.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Oof.
Oh,
All
nice.
right.
Yes.
So you hear a crossbow bolt kind of ding and twang off of the cage door, and you look over and you see Hahul loading another bolt.
Excellent.
Alrighty. Okay. So anybody else? If you fail, if you got less than 10 on that dex save, you are knocked prone. Jenna, you're up.
Okay. Well, so does this guy look like he has a lot of hit points?
That's a bit meta.
Wow.
Does he look like he's strong?
I don't even know.
Okay. I'll phrase it. I'll phrase it
I
better.
don't
I'll
even
phrase
know
it better.
what to say.
So I'll phrase it better. One sec.
Sure.
I've cast the sleep spell a lot. It's kind of my cup of tea, and I should know. I've cast sleep spell on a lot of people, and I know
At level
who it
1,
affects and who it doesn't affect.
you should pretty much just know how to put your pants on and tie your shoes.
Okay.
Level 1.
All right. Well, here's me putting my pants on as I try to put the leader to sleep.
Okay.
I'm doing this as like sneakily as possible with my one hand.
Yeah, I got a sleep template for you. Hold on. All right, drop that sleep template.
Yep, just like that.
All right, let's see it.
All right.
So like 4d20 or something, isn't it?
That's pretty beautiful.
24 hit points.
Yeah. There's an explosion of pink sand. And then it's instantly gone. It's Sassoon Hahul, warden of the prison ship, is still standing. He has more HP than that.
I don't like that.
That was a good, decent roll on the sleeve as
Yeah,
well.
I don't like that.
I'm just gonna be like, can I use, since I've been freezing my cuffs, can I use my interact to try and break my hand free? My other hand?
I'm gonna say no. Yeah, it would be dedicated effort to smash that thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I had to get a ring cut off of my hand once, and I could tell you that it was an all hands on deck situation. That was just a ring. So, oh, hold on a sec. I've got an angry doggo. It's
I'm not sure if we should try and fight this guy. He's got a lot of health.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing that was like, he's not here to fucking captain.
The older doggos are afraid. Well, yeah, they're afraid. They're afraid of the puppy. So I had one. Apparently, one was hiding in here when I closed the door. So, all right. Yeah. You go to do that. That does not work. What else you gonna do, Jenna?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'm gonna kind of sit back down over here, and I'm gonna whisper to Chanter. I'm be like, "Come close to me. I'll work on you. I'm just not strong enough."
All right. This a prisoner in the top left. He's gonna rush up to the side of the cage because there's so much rowdiness going on in the storm and everything else. He sees his chance here. And he is going to try and grab a hold of the guard with, turn around and kind of like shove like his shackled wrist out there and try to grab him. It is sad to watch, but let's see what happens. So this will be a disadvantage. Yeah, and then the guard. Oh my. Yeah, so he actually grabs a hold of him with his tiny T-Rex arms, as it were, and is grappling him against the bars here. And Ladder Guard is like, "Oi, hey, oh, we got a prison break over here." And the warden says, "Yes, no shit." All right, that brings us to Ladder Guard. Ladder Guard don't like that too much, so Ladder Guard is going to he had his spear out already. So yeah, he's going to awkwardly kind of he pulls back, holding it closer to the tip, and he's just going to try to like stuff it into this prisoner. Here we go. Oh yeah, that is a hit. So he starts stabbing the prisoner with his weapons. That's what he's doing. Vesh.
The horror!
Being bonked in the head. His all this mistreatment finally kind of breaks, and he's just like, "You think these puny bars can hold me?" And then he roars using this feature.
Oh, okay.
And of course, he's going to be targeting the voices of those that he's heard that he knows are guards. So he's going to be targeting this guy, definitely this guy who just shouted out about prison break. I'm not sure if this one's spoken yet. Maybe. Oh yeah, he has. He was just telling her to shut up. Yeah.
Yep. And you've been Daredevil style, using your other senses to just sort of kind of pick them out. Yeah. So they have to make wisdom saving throws. Okay.
DC 13.
All right, here we go. They all have +0. Okay. Starting on the left and working my way over. 1, 2, 3, and oh, all right. Apparently they're not too worried. One of them is Len. Len is terrified. And that's the one that you addressed probably the most. The others are either too distracted or just too competent in their jobs to be frightened by you.
Okay, and then he moves back here. There's some blood like trickling out from under the hood, and he's preparing again to charge and slam at this front gate again.
All right, so poor Len though, he's terrified. He's just trying to help a sweet girl who's in a bad situation. That's all. All right, Noxos, you're up.
So I guess I'll scoot back to where she is. My strength is better than hers. Is there any way I can try to like help her smash the frozen cuff.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
It's not just like
That
static.
means like a.
That would be an athletics check. Your hands are still bound though, right? Yeah. So it would just be a regular athletics check then, because you'd basically be like reaching behind you, grabbing it, and then just trying to slam it into the bars. But it is very awkward.
Oh, nice.
Or you could give assistance to her, and she could try it with full advantage on her turn.
We'll take his roll.
Or I can just roll 20s.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that is all it took. It shatters. Jenna, both your hands are free now. Naxos, that was your action. Anything else in your turn?
When he does that, I whisper into his ear, "You just saved your life."
Now help me next.
All right. We got a prisoner up here. This prisoner up here sees that Len is afeared and decides to take advantage of this opportunity to rush up to the bars. And same deal, going to try to grab a hold of him. So let's see. And ooh, okay. Yeah, that's unfortunately the prisoner was at disadvantage because things are behind the back and all that kind of stuff. So they reach up, they go to grab him.
So is the guard. He's fighting.
Yeah, I'm using the guard stats for the prisoner stats because they're basically they're basically the same, except the little bit of change to armor class and whatnot. It's easier than having a bajillion sheets open.
Yeah.
So he goes to grab him, and Len is so scared of you that he's kind of pulled away from the bars, and like with his little chained up T-Rex arms behind the back, like he couldn't grab anybody. All right, Afra, what are you gonna do?
Okay, I am gonna run over behind Len and be like, "That guy is trying to shoot me."
Okay. As you run up to Len, he looks terrified. As you go to run away, though, this dude on the ground is going to use their opportunity attack. It will be a disadvantage because they're prone.
Okay.
They're going to reach out and try to grab you. So I'll give them disadvantage on their athletics. You can use acrobatics or athletics to avoid this.
Okay, I'll use acrobatics again. Not that that's serving me very well.
All right. So, in what is the saddest attempt at grabbing and evading, you just sort of like hop over the guy and head over to Len.
Okay.
Len, the eyes that looked at you with compassion and concern earlier are now just wide with terror at the creature in the cell right here. He's barely holding it together, and you tell him, "Oh, this guy's shooting at me," and he looks and he says, "That's the warden. That's the warden."
Take cover behind him.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I'll get all this sorted out. Watch out for that creature. No, don't get too close. And he throws out his butt end of his spear to try to keep you from getting too close to that creature. All right. Anything else from Afra?
What are my a dodge action? Can I do that?
Afra, it's probably pertinent that I mention because in all the kerfuffle, this didn't happen, and we as players probably wouldn't have. I could understand it slipping by, but Afra, who is trying to save her life here, you would know that the keys got left in the door.
Oh, okay.
So would you have, as an item interact, taken those keys with you?
Yes, I would have.
Fair enough. So you do have the quote unquote the keys with you.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I might unlock the Angry Dragonborn's door.
Oh, all right. So
you might want to mention you've done that, or I'm going to charge and fucking flatten you.
All right. So, are you trying to do this in a subtle way, or you just?
Yes, in a subtle way.
All right. So, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you call high or low, and then roll a d20. If you call high and it's 11 or higher, then you succeed. It's sort of like flipping a coin.
Yeah.
That'll determine if you grab the right key. And then we're going to just go ahead and do a a sleight of hands to see if you could open it without Len noticing.
Okay.
Len will have disadvantage on this, obviously, because he is frightened.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna call low because that's how I'm rolling.
Yeah, sure. All right,
Damn it!
All right, so you get the key in there and you go to turn it and nothing happens.
Yeah. I'm gonna shrug my shoulders at Vesh and be like, "Please don't
Oh, I
threaten
can't
me.
see.
I tried."
Yeah, I can't see. He's
He
got a
literally
gimp
can't
mask
see.
on.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we'll just leave you right there by the door, I guess. And that is that. All right. Wowee. Okay, over here. This guy gets to his feet, sees that Afra has escaped and run over there. He has decided the best thing he could possibly do is make an active perception check to try to figure out what the hell is going on.
That's probably true.
Yeah. So he sees this guy with his wiener hanging out. He sees the boss who's gone like kind of crazy. Say hello to my little friend style with his crossbow. He sees there's this bird and this other guy that are holding hands. He thinks that's kind of romantic. He sees over here that this girl is no longer in.
I'm sitting on my hands.
I know, but like you don't have enough actions for stealth and all that. And there's a lot going on. He sees that Naxos is over there, and you guys are kind of fiddling with each other. He sees that Len is terrified. He sees prisoners are trying to get loose. This is a whole lot to take in. So unfortunately, he used his action for perception. He is going to move back over here. So that would be half his movement. So he could only move. He could only move to there, and then he will get his crossbow out. That is what he will do. Hef, you're up.
So Hef backs closer to the edge of the cage and says, "This might hurt, Birdman." And he pulls one of the feathers out of the Birdman and tries to use that as a lockpick to get the Birdman's shackles free.
Ooh, that's pretty hype. I like that. All right. You could roll a normal thieves' tools.
Just because just flick my feather.
Oh wait!
Yeah.
New consent laws. Do you consent to having your feathers pulled for these purposes?
Yeah, you go for it, homie.
Okay. So yeah, it seemed like such a cool idea. And you get it out and you use your fingers and you twist it around and you stick the pointy quill part into the lock.
I'm letting him do it. I'm like helping him.
Yeah, but you have
He is helping.
Yeah.
And there's blood, right? I mean,
he has advantage for the good idea, but he has disadvantage because his hands are bound. So it was a straight roll. If only those numbers had been reversed. Yeah, you just have a feather sticking out of the shackle lock now.
Ah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else from Hef?
No.
Okay. Warden Hahul calls down the hallway. He calls down the hallway. Guard Len, you, yeah, Battle Chaser. What a ridiculous name. Are you assisting these prisoners with their escape? And Len's like, I'm scared. And, Hahul just shakes his head, and he looks. He just steps into the hallway here, and he is going to. Oh man. Yeah, he's going to ready. Yeah, you know what? He's just going to keep readying in action because he doesn't want to shoot his own man over some little girl. So he is going to. He's going to step forward indecisively. He's going to back up, and he's just going to be readying another shot. All right. This guy, some people could pee for more than 6 seconds, obviously. So he turns, and he aims his attack at this guy.
His attack.
It was the same guy that was being sprayed on before, and he's just like, "Oh, are you serious? You're still going?" And then this guy over here stands up and do we have flanking in this, right? Did we do flanking?
No, we voted it out.
That was like the only rules as written we did. Okay, so this guy is going to try with disadvantage to grab a hold of that guard. That's an 8 against a 17. Yeah, that doesn't work. All right, Len. Len is up. Len is afeared. He is going to try to kind of push you behind him, but if you are not willing to do that, he can't make you do it.
No, I'm perfectly willing.
Okay, so he pushes you behind so that he can stand in front and protect you from the dragon, but he can't actually move any closer to the dragon because he is frightened. So he pushes you back a little bit, maybe even to here, and he's just going to ready his two-handed spear against the dragon's approach. It will be, of course, a disadvantage, but you know you have a hoodie on your head because poison breath weapon.
And I have
all right,
9.
Garuda, you're up.
Can I like use my action to let him try to break me free again? I don't think I could do.
You could give him. You could use the assist action, so on his turn he would have advantage to what he was attempting to do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Hef, you and Garuda are working together to try to get out of these bars. All right, let's see what happens. All right, the ship tilts this way in the storm. So anybody that is standing needs to make those checks.
Instead of using the check, I want to hurl my shoulder in the bars as hard as possible.
Okay, yeah, get athletics with advantage.
Does that have to be a dex save, Crash, or could it be acrobatics?
Yeah, it could be acrobatics or dex. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot better.
There you go. Let's see. So this guy is grappled and prone. Let's see what happens. Oh man, your sweet boy Len. He kind of slams into you and then falls down unless you use your reaction to catch him.
Sure.
Oh wow.
He is currently my knight in shining armor.
All right. He looks up at you with frightened but grateful eyes as you catch him and keep him from falling prone. This guy keeps his footing in. Oh no, Warden! He slams into the wall back here and is knocked prone.
You got slammed 10 feet. Did that give him like 1d6 bludgeoning?
No, then everybody would just die being shook up in the ship.
Yeah, level 1 characters.
Yeah, that would be the lamest. Yeah, that would be the
That's a fair
lamest
point.
thing ever.
We shook to death.
You're a friggin' wizard. You should be asking me to remove all damage from the game.
Don't shake the babies.
Don't shake the baby.
All right.
Yeah. Let's not do any damage to Jenna.
Jenna, you are up.
All right, so now Jenna's got both hands.
Yeah.
And because she's got both hands, oh man, the power feels so good to have again.
Yep. Magic has returned to you.
No longer suffering the psychic effects, and I'm gonna channel my frostbite now into Naxos's handcuffs, and I'm gonna say, "Try and break them now. I'll freeze them."
All right. Because if you're doing your whole action for this, we'll just say that he'll have advantage on it. So it's just a very dressed up assist, and then he won't take any frost damage from it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right.
How did my athletics check go, by the way?
Let's see. Yeah, 25. Yeah, you bust the door. You bust the door open. Yeah.
And because of that, he's just going to go hurling straight out of here. I'm going to say he charges straight through it, and it gives way. So he then slams into this one as well, and that's how he stops moving.
Yeah, and Naxos, as you and Jenna are working on those cuffs, there is suddenly just a kaboom, and you look over and you see that this hooded dragonborn is free and has slammed into the side there. All right, this prisoner who has this guy held, he's going to just maintain the grapple, as it were, of the guy being on the ground, and he will try to do just an improvised attack on him by basically just like stomping his head with his foot. So let's see how that goes. Not so great. Not so great. All right. Guard on the ground is going to stand up, and he is going to try to stab that prisoner. Oh my gosh. Well. Yeah, they're having a rough time. Vesh, what are you going to do? And this dude is no longer prone.
So now that I've slammed my way out of here, I can smell the piss in his pants of the guy next to me. He's clearly frightened of me.
You didn't have to call him out like that in front of Afro, but you know.
So just basically, completely viciously, he's going to lean back and attempt to kick out at that guy as hard as he can.
Oh, very nice.
Wait, can I whisper? No, the other guy. I'm working on this one.
I don't even know where the other guy is.
He's still blind, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, just go to the left.
So he leans back with a roar and raises his foot, and you're like, go to the left, and he's all confused now. He's like,
so do you hop on your foot with your foot raised, like until she tells you to stop?
So yeah, he leans back as if he's going to do the police kick in the door motion, and then he puts his foot down and kind of just shrugs.
Yeah.
And I guess he's going to take the dodge action and start moving this way until he bumps into something.
Okay.
Which I'm guessing he doesn't until he hits the wall.
As you start heading that way, you hear 5e has 360 degree facing. You hear whoa, and then opportunity attack. This guy is not using non-lethal damage. He is out. He is trying to quell the threat here. So he's going to attack you with his spear, Vesh. Yeah, that would be a 22 for 9.
I was dodging.
Oh, you were dodging. Never mind. That is a 13. Yeah.
So that's
oh, okay. Because you naked. That's right. Yeah. So as he sees you, just sort of lumber past him, he and he just like stabs out with his spear.
And I'm KO'd on the floor next to him then.
All right. Good run. Get your second character ready, I guess. All right. Naxos trying to break free of these Residium shackles. What do we got?
So am I just doing like a strength, or
this would be you would have an advantage to smash free. You can only have advantage once, so you have advantage to that. But yeah, you do an athletics check to try to smash them. Oof. You know what? I think a 19 will do it. I had set it at a 20, but guys have been working together on this for quite a bit, so let's go for it. So you smash them, and you are now free of your shackles.
I guess for now, I'm just gonna scoot against like the back here, and hide my hands the best I can, so they don't see that I've broken them yet.
All right.
Kind of drag them with me.
Let's see. Prisoner, guard. Nope. Okay. Afra, you're up.
I think I'm just gonna kind of hang out with Len and dodge.
Okay, dodging with Len.
Yeah.
Right. Try and unlock the bars on Jenna's cage, or
it's like the Sword Coast's most popular morning show. All right. So this guard right here sees that you're with Len and that you're helping Len and that Len is helping you and that Len is confused and the guard's a little confused. And the guard does have their crossbow out. So they're like, yeah, and he's getting pissed on. That's true. So he's just going to shoot the dude who's peeing on him. But you know what? The dude's pretty close. So he will switch to his spear. So here we go. Spear for prisoner. Yeah, that is 8. That prisoner is bloodied.
No, not the pissing guy.
Yeah. the PP assassin
right in the dick.
Arrested for 1,001 counts of public urination.
He was our greatest ally.
Yeah. Is bloodied. All right. Almost stabbed in the dick. He's maybe rethinking some of his life choices. Hef, you're up.
Seeing that this Birdman has stuck his hands through the bar, so it's easy for me to get at his cuffs, I'm going to try to unlock his handcuffs.
All right, let's do it. Sleight of hand. Or sorry, not sleight of hand, thieves' tools. Oh yeah, thieves' tools. So you start jimmying around with that little bird feather, which normally just wouldn't do like the trick. It would definitely be a disadvantage situation with penalties. But the bird is doing everything he can to kind of move his wrist to be in the right position, listening to your instructions. And yeah, with a little bit of a snicker snack, the manacles come undone.
Hey.
Hey, your hands are free, Garuda. All right, Sassoon stands up. He is going to move to here, and let's see. He is going to take 2 crossbow shots at the PP assassin. Yeah, he guns him down. Yeah, he's done. Just pumps 2 shots. Yeah, one into the lower region and then one into the forehead. Yep. 2 taps.
Oh, the horror!
Just as his turn was coming up too. All right. Yeah. Vesh, you're down on the ground. This guy's gonna try and grab the guard. Because what else can he do? Here we go. Boop. Boop. Yeah, and he does. So this guard is grappled in 2 different people. So he's sort of like riding the line between these 2 cages now, being pulled at like zombie apocalypse style. Like just people are grabbing at him, pulling on his cloak, pulling on his equipment. All right, Len is up. Len is afeared of that guy, and
Even if he's unconscious.
Yeah, right, because you can still see
Perhaps that
him.
makes him more scary.
Yeah.
Don't know what he's gonna do next.
Yeah, he whispers to you, "Don't be fooled. He's just sleeping." And he is going to try to push you back with him if you're willing to go, as he backs away from the dragon a bit. Do you allow this or no?
I'm gonna just kind of make sure to go with him in such a way that he is between me and the warden.
Okay. I got you. All right, so he starts kind of leading you further back down the ship.
Yeah.
Toss me those keys.
And he is scared, so instead of readying an action, he is just going to ready a dodge.
Okay. I probably tossing him those keys would be an action, wouldn't it? Or can I?
Yeah, it'll be an action on your turn, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, as it comes up. All right, like handing them off to somebody who's next to you, I would say would be like a reaction, no sweat kind of thing. But this would be a little bit more to it. All right.
Can I maybe
drop them?
Just stick my hands
Oh,
through
yeah.
the bars and drop them.
Yeah, you could just sort of like flop, like drop them. So give me a sleight of hands real quick.
Okay.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. Just real. Just
You drop him in the slot bucket.
Yeah. You do like a hacky sack move with them, like you drop them and then you like heel kick them and they kind of just plop right into the cage. No one is the wiser. Garuda, you're up.
So she dropped him in Hemp's cage, right?
Yes.
Do I see that? I see.
With a 22 sleight of hand, I doubt it. I would say only Hef saw it because he specifically called out for her to do it.
Fair enough. Can I ready action then, since I know the boat is about to shift again?
Yeah. You're starting to get the cadence of the waves there.
Yeah. Right. If it moves, when it moves my way, I want to try to be able to grab either this guy's or his either one of their crossbows, if I can, or their swords. Like whatever weapon is closest to me, I want to be able to try to grab it from him when the ships move. And
all right. Well, Mr. Smart Guy who figures out how the ocean works.
I was in the Navy. I was in the Navy.
That's true.
You're in the Navy.
Eat my sack.
All right. There is a sudden explosion of wood, and there's a sudden flood of ocean water as a hole is punched in the side of the ship.
Huh.
And a massive tentacle comes in.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, Jesus.
I don't like this anymore.
Maybe we'll stay in our cages.
What the
I told you he'd save me. I told you.
Sure.
Oh,
all right,
God.
hold on a sec.
Your
It's
dad
not
is
what
the
I've had in my
Kraken.
dreams when it comes to tentacles.
Let's see. All right. That's adorable. I just gotta change something real quick. There we go. Don't want to give too much away. Yeah, so the guard captain is attacked. The warden. So 13 points of damage, and he is grappled with a DC 20 to escape. Yeah. So that happened.
Rather him than me.
Obviously, everybody needs to make just another one of those dex or acrobatics save/checks, or you're knocked prone by the shuddering of the ship.
Already prone, mate. Already prone.
Are
There
you
you go.
fucking me?
Yeah, I was still sitting on the ground.
Oh man, Len. Wait, I think you have disadvantage, Len. Right?
Yeah, all ability checks.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Afra, his knees give way, and he falls to his knees and falls prone. The scary dragon was pretty scary, but this is a friggin' kraken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Len quickly opens the script for the adventure, sees where it says level 1. He's very confused, and his fear heightens. All right, and then this other guard makes it. Okay, but it's right next to a friggin' kraken. Okay, so that's happening. There is water just rushing in, just filling up the ship at this point.
I'm literally going to drown.
Probably. I mean, you displayed a lot of like physical prowess. Like I feel like anybody would be remiss to leave you behind, but that is not my decision. It's not my decision to make. All right, so we got some water coming in here. There we go.
Pissy guy would have drowned anyway by the looks of it.
Yeah. Okay. Jenna, this is yeah. You had no idea your father had a kraken on the payroll. This is awesome.
Go, Lady Jenna, go.
He charmed him for me. Yeah, so I'm in this cage. So did I notice the keys since I was right here, or same thing as
Oh, I mean, your passive perception is certainly not a 22.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's real bad. All right. I am going
Use your magic, Lady Jenna. Use your magic.
Yeah, let me just go through my level 1 spell list real quick.
Oh, you're done.
Oh, I
Okay.
got this spell I took called Kraken Killer. Perfect.
Hey, we don't have to
Definitely a level
Nope.
1 spell.
I'm going back to my old tactic of cast Frostbite on the gate, and now Jenna's just up rattling the gate, trying to break it open as she's freezing it.
All right, trying to freeze the lock on your cage. Heard. This prisoner is holding on to the guard, but he looks over and he lets loose a scream of terror. And he looks over at you, Naxos, and he says, "This is your doing. This is the bitch queen's vengeance." And he lets go of the guard and he just flees to the back corner of his cell and begins to pray for mercy from any other god besides Umberly who would save him. All right. This guard, freed of his situation, sees that there's a friggin' kraken, and he's got to check his courage. Okay. Yeah, so he you know what? He's going to drop well, he's got a little belt lantern type thing going on. So he is just going to clink, run past Vesh and begin climbing up the stairs to go help up top.
Bless you.
All right.
Thank you.
I think.
All right. Vash, saving throw against death, please.
Right.
And Noxos, your attention would be drawn.
Oh,
Never
Ooh.
mind. Vash is fine. Your attention is drawn to the retreating guard and the cowardly praying man who doesn't understand that it would be prayers to Umberlee that would save him, not against her.
So
and
do
you
I get
see-
2 successes, or do I wake up? I don't
No,
remember
you wake
how
up
it
with
works.
1 HP and can immediately take your
Oh,
turn.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So feeling slightly groggy, and there's a wound on his ribs.
Yeah.
And there's kind of the sound of rushing water and screaming going on all around him. He's like, I didn't realize I was quite that scary. So he stands up to his feet and feels around with his feet for the closest bars.
Yeah.
As soon as he finds them, he starts following the sounds along the sides of this bit here. He's moving slowly, and he's still going to be dodging, but he gets to about here, kind of just listening out, trying to feel if anyone's nearby.
All right. Naxos, you're up.
How the fuck am I getting out of this cage? I don't have like any spells or anything that would probably help me with that.
But you do have the ability to cast your spells now.
I do. I'm just not sure
Yeah.
it'd be useful at this point. Who's taking damage as far as the guards? Like, is anyone taking damage at all?
Guard wise, I think Len, Captain, yeah, Captain's, yeah. Well, the warden, Warden's being killed by this giant tentacle. As far as the others, you can't really recall if.
I mean, does
if they're
P
taking
count as damage?
I guess I'm just gonna toll the dead at Len. Poor Len.
Oh man! All right. Yeah, Len has to make that wisdom save. All right, let's see.
Any damaged or non-damaged? I know which dice to throw.
He isn't. He isn't damaged.
Yeah, let's see.
He's just pissed his pants. That's all.
All right, so he's got disadvantage on ability checks. He still gets to make a normal saving throw, though. All right, here we go. Oh, so what does Toll the Dead sound like when you cast it?
That's a good question. I was still figuring that out.
Yeah, it's
So,
different for every caster. So what is your tolling of the dead sound? It doesn't even have to be a bell or anything. It could be any sort of sound that would represent you and your beliefs and your magic and all that jazz.
The sound of drowning, like lungs filling with
Malcolm.
with the salty water.
Yeah, that's creepy. All right. Yeah, he takes 3 points of damage as he begins gasping for breath. Afra, like
he gets to make another save against the frightened.
Oh yeah, okay. He's doing great on all his dice rolls. So, oh, there we go. Yeah, he kind of comes back to it like, oh shoot, okay. Let's see. I gotta move this tentacle to the back so I can see what the hell I'm doing. All right, so he takes 3 points of damage, but is no longer frightened. And he looks around for like the source of this and sees like sort of the lingering after effects of magic, particle effect style. Yeah, and looks and sees that like, oh my god, everybody's got their chains off. All this stuff is going on, and then there's a freaking kraken. Len makes a decision that is part of why he's a terrible guard. He says, okay, miss, we're going to need all hands on deck if we're going to get out of this one. Here. And he goes for his keys to give you his keys. And he like doesn't have them anymore. Well, where'd my keys go? We got to get everybody free so we can fight this thing. It's our only chance.
I'm gonna look kind of mystified and be like, does one of the other guards have keys?
No time to ask. I have to save the warden. I wish I could have gotten to know you better. and he rushes over and he attacks a friggin' kraken.
That dude got
For a
some
man who
courage,
was pissing
dude.
his pants a second ago, yeah, he's
Balls of
he's
fucking
found his balls.
steel.
Okay.
That is a hit. He hits the kraken. Does some damage to it.
Can I have, before he rushed over there, can I
Yeah.
have taken his torch?
His lantern off of his belt.
Well, no,
give me-
it just because he doesn't need it or whatever.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, he sees you reaching for it, and he says, "Oh, sure," and unclips it and hands it to you.
Excellent.
Yeah, those priests of Gong, they invented the carabiner, so that's what he had it. That's what he had it clipped on there. So,
Yeah.
just what a wonder! Like Waterdeep,
Yeah.
they lost their minds for like 3 weeks when they invented the carabiner. All right, so that happened. Naxos, you're up. Yeah, this guard is straight up pulled courage deep out of his butthole and just ran up and is now attacking the beast.
Sure. So I'm running up to the bars and I'm gonna pull the mask off of Vesh.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He squints and blinks. Everything seems so bright now.
Yeah.
He does not see. Let's see if I can get you out of there.
Get me out of here.
Yes, I will try.
All right, Afra, I went ahead and turned on light source for you.
Excellent.
In this game, if you need to change your vision or light source, there's a button on the top row called light sources,
Mhm.
and that will allow you to toggle what your current mode of vision is.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Um.
All right. So Naxos, you pull it free.
Yeah, he
And
already cast his spell on the other guy, didn't he? So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I attacked poor Lynn. And then I used my movement to move to the front of the cage, and then I pulled the mask off of Vesh as my interact.
Okay. Afra, you're up.
Okay. I am gonna take my lantern and I'm gonna nope right out of there.
All right.
I'm just gonna dash toward the stairs. Can I go up the stairs? I don't know.
Oh well, yeah. Let's do your movement. You would
one-
yeah. So count it out.
One,
Remember,
two,
guys,
three, four.
when you're moving in roll
Yeah.
20, if you left click and hold on your miniature and then start moving it, you can use the right mouse button to double click and leave waypoints to sort of measure and trace your movement.
And is there a way to do that on a MacBook?
No. Yeah, I have a MacBook, and you definitely it would be.
Oh, you can press Q. You can hold it and press Q at your waypoints.
Oh yeah, that works.
Okay.
There you go. Hell yeah.
I got to put that in the Discord. That's a sneaky shortcut.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Put that in there. Come on,
Oh,
Remy.
Yeah.
Remy, you're holding back.
I'm sorry. I mean, I DM one game. I know some
That's
tricks.
where I'm going.
All right, then I guess you can, and my life has been changed forever.
Okay.
Jenna, please take DM inspiration for that revelation. So Afra, there you go. You start moving towards the Are you gonna?
Well, actually, yeah, I'm gonna take the dash action. So
Okay.
I'm gonna get. That was 30 feet. So let's do. It's 20. I guess I'm just gonna hang out at the stairs, and can I look and see if I can get an idea of what's going on up top?
There is a hatch at the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe wait here then.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let's see.
It is real dark in here.
Yeah. Like, I think there's only a couple light sources left. They're not doing so hot.
And one of them's about to get drowned out by that flood of water as well.
Oh, please
Yeah.
don't leave, Afra.
All right. This guard, he is going to check his courage. I will give him advantage because his ally is fighting beside him quite bravely. So let's see how it goes. Oh yeah. All right, man. These guys should get a raise. He will try to stab the Kraken as well. Does not get through its rubbery hide though. Hef, you're up.
Hef runs over to where he saw these keys. He grabs them and he undoes his handcuffs with the keys.
All right. Not you know what? Give me a thieves tools check. Rather than sort of guessing at what the keys are. It would make sense that you would kind of eyeball the lock and everything. Yeah, you get it. No problem.
Sorry, what happened? For some reason, my audio cut out, and I had to reconnect.
Oh, okay. All that you missed is the second guard, seeing Len's courage. He pulled deep and got his courage, and he attacked as well. And then Hef picked up the keys you dropped, and then undid his shackles.
Excellent.
And then Hef would run over here to the door and just kind of wait, trying to get ready on his next turn to open that door.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So he's gonna drop his crossbow, Warden Hahul, and he is going to. That would be hilarious. You know what? Let's do it. Let's see how it goes. He's going to use his disarming attack on the Kraken, which is kind of neat. Here we go. Unfortunately, 11 doesn't hit. He will use it again. Oh, wait, he can only sub it for one of his attacks. Okay, so then he will use for his second attack, and that hits. So he tries to, kind of use his rapier to extract himself from the situation. Doesn't, and then finally just gives up and just stabs it straight down into the creature. It sinks through the rubbery hide. There's a little bit of blood, but not much. And that is his turn. Whew. All right, this prisoner, he's just desperate. He calls out to Afra as she's over there. Please, don't leave me here to die. Please, you gotta think about it. You gotta think about us. I'll do anything. You get me free. I'll do anything for you. Anything at all.
I'm gonna just kind of shrug my shoulders. I gave my keys to him. Sorry.
All right. Len.
I gave my keys to the one that looked more useful.
His heart full of love for the small woman that he was helping is going to try his best. No, that was a strong hit though. But it does not get through the Kraken's rubbery hide. Garuda, you're up.
Yeah, so what's going on with my cage and everything?
Yeah, so your cage is banged up like crazy. So go ahead and do a high-low roll for me. So call it and then roll a d20. If you get it, I will say that the door has been bent open by the Kraken enough for you to just get on out of there.
Go high.
All right, it's going high. Yeah. There's a perfectly Garuda-sized hole that has been created by the bent cage for you to slip out of.
I am out that bitch.
All right.
I want to run over here. Help.
All right.
Can help give me the keys and I can unlock his cage, or is that?
All right. Len turns to you and he sees you. He has no intention of using his opportunity attack on you. This guy, seeing that Len didn't take an opportunity attack, turns his attention back to the Kraken.
We're gonna help you guys. Just wait. Can I get him? Give me the keys so I can unlock his cage.
Yeah, Hemp would have had his key.
All right.
Yeah, if he has the ready action.
Yeah. So Garuda, you just nonchalantly snatch those keys as you keep walking.
Yep, and I unlock Kemp's cage.
Okay. I have to ask, for my mind's eye theater, there are many varieties of Arakara. Yeah. So are you the kind that has like angel wings, or are you the kind that has like the wings built into their arms?
Yeah, the latter. Oh, and in my arms. So like.
Okay, so you have like the feathers underneath your arms kind of deal.
Yep.
Okay. And then when you walk, do you have a mostly like normal humanoid walk, or are we looking at like velociraptor walking?
I would say humanoid.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you snatch the keys and then.
I unlock him's cage for him.
Oh, okay.
And
there you go.
yeah.
Thank you,
So,
friend.
That'll probably do you for action economy at that point.
yeah, fair enough.
Grabbing the keys, unlocking them, all that jazz.
Can I fly? Like, can I technically like?
I
There's not
mean,
much room in here.
the ceiling down here is maybe 10 feet, maybe.
Unlock Jenna's next, please.
Yeah, like this tentacle is filling up its area that it is in.
Okay. Can I give him back his keys, or will that count as a extra too?
I mean, you just essentially like be holding them out for him to grab on his turn. So.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Now I'm move down to over here more, and that'll be good.
All right. Yeah, it is the Kraken's turn. So Kraken can do a lot on its turn. So down here, Afra, the wall right here explodes inward.
Oh god.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
As another tentacle enters the ship and starts feeling around for stuff. Oh my, it is feeling around for stuff. I need you guys to go ahead and give me acrobatics or dexterity saves. This would be anybody who is adjacent to that tentacle.
I can't actually see him. Oh.
Yeah, I can't see the tentacle. Am I adjacent?
Ignore
I'm in my
mine.
cage still.
Oh, you can't see it because of lighting issues, or?
Yeah, I'm a human, and the
Okay,
two light
so-
sources
Yeah, I'm a
are other
dragonborn.
ends of the
No,
body.
Good news. It is next to Naxos, Jenna, Garuda, Vesh, the prisoner next to Vesh, the other two prisoners, and Afra. So whoever gets the worst check is the one that this Kraken will be attacking.
Oh, okay. I'll go ahead and I'm holding I was rattling my cage. Would it be safe to say I could have advantage for moving myself away from it since I was holding on?
No, this is just letting.
All right. Well,
luck
this is
decide.
my DM inspiration.
All right.
Use it as soon as he gets it.
All right. Yeah. So it's looking like the
What about the
lowest.
prisoner?
The lowest was Naxos, but it actually ended up being this prisoner. So the tentacle just rips through these bars like it's nothing, and it goes ahead and attacks the prisoner that is right here. Okay. So you guys are over here in the dark? Is that what's happening here?
No, not really.
In the middle, I'm in the
I can
dark.
see the tentacle over by Afra, but none of the rest of it, wherever it is. And then I can see another one over here by that other light source.
Oh man,
the warden.
Vesh, it is actually almost completely wrapped around you in the shadows.
Oh god.
Yeah. Here, Discord, because it's pretty cool looking. Hold on. Let's see. Oh man. Yeah, there we go.
Also, I can only actually see the rolls from the warden. I can see all the party's rolls, but I haven't seen a single enemy roll except the warden's.
Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, they're probably. Oh, yeah. Okay. Some of these things were generated. I'm not using all miniatures that I've made.
Okay.
In this one, yeah. So they're Roll20 generates something like that. I have to toggle them off.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Anyways, it takes me a million years to post you guys the screenshot. There you go. That's what it looks like if you had all the lights on.
Oh wow.
Oh, gee.
Groot is right in front of me. Yeah.
Wait, where'd you post it at?
Yeah.
Game art.
Jenna, you're up.
All right, so I used last turn. I freezed the bars. Can I try and I freed the lock in my cage. Can I try and break the door open now?
Just grab the keys in front of you.
I can't see a fucking thing.
Oh, never mind.
I didn't even know the bird was in front of me.
Well, I mean, the bird can say, "Grab my keys."
Yeah, but he hasn't got dark vision either.
Well,
I'm like,
I can see everything.
somebody
so I don't know
said
what
if I
you
could
guys
rescue
talking about.
Jenna, I'm like, who the fuck is Jenna? She's already over there on the fucking ladder.
You probably, well, you definitely hear audible screaming from a small girl as she is shaking and rattling her cage, trying to break free. It sounds kind of like, ah! Sorry, that's all I have.
All right. Believe it or not, the prisoner that was attacked did not get hit.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it flubbed it. And something happened to it, I guess, because we're using those cards. But the warden, however, was crushed for another 19 points of damage. He is bloodied. Yeah. All right. So Jenna, sorry for all the interruptions. What are you doing on your turn?
So last turn I froze the lock in my cage. Now I'd like to like rattle it and break the door open if I can.
Okay. Is that because you can't see that Garuda has the keys?
Yeah, I can't see that the grid is.
All right,
even
so
in
go ahead
front
and
of me.
go ahead and give me an athletics check. With advantage because you've been freezing that lock. Ooh, 16's pretty good. Yeah, you start smashing the lock. And it's definitely too damaged for keys now. But it is still holding on. You are stuck in there.
Someone break this door! It's almost there.
I'm coming, Lady Jenna.
Yeah, where are you?
I'm coming.
Not fast.
This prisoner, he tries just unarmed strikes against the tentacle, and he flubs it. So let's see how that goes.
This foot just gets stuck to one of the suction cups or something like.
No, all right, nothing bad happens to that one. Cool. That brings us to Vesh.
All right, so hearing the smash of that part of the ship and another tentacle slithering around somewhere, he was gonna charge backwards and then charge his shoulder into this gate to try and help free Naxos. But instead, like not even being able to see him anymore, he's like, I've heard keys that way. I'm going to find them. Stay right there. Not that you've got a choice, of course.
Please hurry.
So yeah, he's going to attempt to just move straight this way until he finds keys. Basically, he's
okay. Yeah.
He can't see shit.
So there is a tentacle that you step over.
Yeah.
Casually.
In the dark. Yeah, the tentacle is about like 4 feet in height. So I guess it's not really stepping over. You have to climb over it. Do you want?
And I haven't got used to my hands.
Yeah. Do you want to climb over it? It's literally right next to you. Or do you want to head a different direction then? You did hear the keys though.
Yeah. No, I'm going to keep heading that way.
All right. Yeah. So it is a larger creature than you by a bit. So treating it as difficult terrain, you climb over, and then there is a feather thing. There's a big feathery thing.
So I slide down the other side. I'm guessing is that right here?
Yeah, you are right on top of the bird now.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Strangers in the dark.
I don't know what the
Friend
fuck
or
touched
foe?
me, but I don't like it anymore.
Friend or foe? He's asking you, Garuda.
The enemy is my enemy is my friend. So, friend?
Good. Have you got keys?
Yeah, I do, but, the guy in the back right there said help Jenna. Who the fuck is Jenna? Is that the
She's
bitch
right
upstairs?
next to you. Open the gate right next to you.
He turns and faces his back to you and kind of just grasps out to you. He's like, undo my manacles.
Alright, so I guess I got to do it right in front of him now. I don't even know.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
so
I'll do it the next
yeah. Okay. That brings us to Naxos. Yeah, there you could feel there's a tentacle kind of poking through the bars there. It is the tail end of the tentacle. It could have damaged your cell a bit. Definitely enough that an athletics check with advantage or an acrobatics check with advantage might allow you to escape. if you win a high-low roll. So go ahead and give me a high-low roll real quick.
High.
Okay.
And just.
All right. Yeah. Just roll a d20. Oh, all right. So yeah, unfortunately, none of it is perfectly filling the hole it made still. So when the tentacle leaves your cell, there'll probably be room, but right now it is jamming up the hole that it's made.
If I hurt it, do you think it'd pull out?
Oh, I mean, you can certainly find out.
Well, since I can reach it, I'm gonna try to inflict wounds on it.
Oh yeah, it is all up in your biz. Yeah, it is definitely right there. Oh,
But you miss.
all right.
That's
Yeah,
some
so
nice damage.
as you go to deliver this insane amount of level 1 damage, the ship and the cage kind of shift, and the spell just kind of like you grab onto a bar to hold yourself, and the bar just sort of like rusts away from your necrotic touch. And it occurs to you that you probably could have used that to like take care of the lock or something.
That's all right. Not everyone.
Remember, at level 1, you just know how to tie your shoes and put your pants on. So
I didn't think I could like necrotic touch a thing. But yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. All right. So anything else from Naxos?
I don't think there's anything else I can really do. I guess maybe it's back into this corner. I can't really see if I'm still in my cage or not, but like just away from the tentacle.
All right. Yeah. That brings us to Afra.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb these stairs and get out of this
okay.
terrible situation.
That will be exciting.
There goes our only light source.
Notice how none of the guards that went up came back down. Just saying.
And now everything's going to be literally pitch dark in here.
And there goes our only light source.
Oh.
And I don't see shit anymore.
So dark.
So
the bitch
Afra,
just left.
Yeah. It's pretty exciting up there.
Yeah. Is there anything even remotely resembling a lifeboat on this ship?
You could certainly make a perception check to see if you see one. Yeah, Garuda. I'm gonna because you're cameraman.
I was just about to ask that when you.
I'm gonna throw a Garuda up top, but don't get any ideas that that you are there though. You are just still deep down below. I gotta make you some cameraman miniatures.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. You might want to have some down below.
Put a little Lakitu or Lakitu.
I can't see anything down below, so it's all black.
Oh, can you? Let's see if you can see. Yeah, you should be able to see. Let me move you over here.
No, I mean downstairs when my turn.
Oh yeah. You aren't able to see. I got you. Well, that's kind of cool though, because then it's like terrifying because you can't see and nobody else can see, and
Fair enough.
yeah, I like that. All right. So yeah, the only light source just left all of you without dark vision, in pitch blackness. The ship flooding, and tentacles just destroying everything, killing everyone.
It's okay, Lady Jenna. I'm coming.
Hey, you have dark vision, right? Here.
I've been waiting for you forever.
I'm coming.
Oh
I
wait,
see
did the
you.
other light just go out?
Yeah, more water's gushing in.
Oh shit.
There we go. You guys are doing fine though. I believe in you. All right. So, yeah, Afra. So you climb up and you do a perception check and you look around and it is hard to tell with all these tentacles. You do see this hideous thing off the side of the ship.
Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna try and hide.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like hunker
Yeah.
down behind some boxes.
Yeah,
I'm
there's a
gonna
lot
hide.
of debris from the destruction that's being caused. Like there's like half fallen sails. There's like broken ballista. So there's plenty of stuff for a petite young lady like yourself to hide behind. So just give me a stealth check.
Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah. So as you find the perfect spot, you actually hide and you take like a barrel and like you put it like kind of over your head a little bit. The barrel is suddenly ripped off of you and crushed by a tentacle and then thrown about half a mile off into the distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not hidden.
So I would say it didn't go so well.
No.
All right.
That's like a scene straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean, pretty much.
Down below, the brave fighting men continue their brave fighting. Here they go. I am very proud of these NPCs. 5 more damage to the Kraken. It's almost dead. Hef, you're up.
Hef goes through the cage here and then runs over to next to Vesh. Vesh sees the keys. He says, "Let me borrow these for a minute." And he takes the keys if Vesh will let him have them.
Vesh doesn't have the keys.
Yeah.
Garuda.
Oh, no.
He asked Garuda to unlock his shackles.
Okay, well, someone just took the keys from my hand. Someone just took the
keys.
keys.
Yeah.
And I unlock Jenna's door, and then I give the keys back.
Oh, unfortunately, the key.
You're gonna have to smash
Yeah, the key doesn't fit in the lock anymore. It has been damaged too badly by frost magic.
Jenna.
You're gonna have to smash it. Don't you scold me! Break this cage open at once!
If I have any movement or action left, I would try to bust that open for her.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an athletics check. With advantage because there's some adrenaline pumping at this point. There you go. Yeah, you smash your shoulder into the lock and break it all the way, and now the door can be opened. But there is a tentacle and 3 dudes blocking the door from being opened.
I use my reaction to backhand Hef.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna backhand and be like, "Took you so fucking long. We trained for this."
I'm sorry, Mistress Jenna.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
Let's make a quick Hackmaster adjustment to your character sheet. Hold on a second.
New reaction. Backhand Hef.
I've added a new skill for you down in the tool proficiencies and custom skills section. Please go ahead and roll that.
Yeah. That does not hit.
That was an actual skill in Hackmaster that you could put points into.
I'm really happy about it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if you always missed me.
Well, when you lean away, that means you get 2 twice as bad. So, that's how it goes. All right, Sassoon Hahul is once again going to try to free himself, because this sucks. To put it mildly. Disarming attack. No. Rapier attack. Yes. All right. That brings us to this prisoner over here who is just sort of sobbing against the bars because Afra left him in the dark to die. But Afra can't hear his cries because it is freaking bonkers upstairs. Also, a very important thing for me to ask, Afra, did you close the hatch when you went up to the surface? Oh, then you're also flooding them.
Oh, great.
Sorry.
Nice.
I'm not actually sorry.
Oh, does that mean there's a little bit of light coming through?
From the moonlight? Ooh, you know what? That would be awfully nice, wouldn't it? If we had something like that.
I would really appreciate some moonlight over here.
Alright, let's see. Just a little bit of moonlight. Okay. Let's see.
Like a little ray of hope over there in the corner.
Alright. We'll make it. There you go.
Oh, nice. It'll do.
Just a smidge. Just a little smidge of light. Alright. back to the game here. Len continues to fight for his lady love.
Who left him far behind.
Yeah. In his mind, you're gonna escape. You're gonna be on like a door. You know what I'm saying? From like there'll be a door, and like some other person will be like, "Let me on the door," and you'll be like, "There's no room," even though you're like super small and there's plenty of room on the door. And then you'll eventually get to shore and become like a pilot and super fancy entrepreneur, and it's just the Titanic. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Garuda, you're up.
With more Kraken.
You gotta move me back downstairs.
Infinitely better if they'd replaced the iceberg with a Kraken.
You gotta move me back downstairs.
You're in two places at once.
Ah, shit, sorry.
Nah, no worries. The magic of Roll20.
Unlock my shackles. Vesh is insistent on it.
Yeah, so I go to unlock Vess's shackles.
Okay.
Thank you.
Give me those keys when you're done.
Who said that? Who said that?
The guy who got your shackles off you, Hef. I'm Hef.
Hef, why do you still need the keys?
Because there's still other people down here.
Oh, no shit, Sherlock. And I fly, kind of like fly over the tentacle. Like, it's 4 feet. I kind of like go like 6 feet above it, and
because it's so much bigger than you, you just treat it as difficult terrain.
okay.
Yeah.
Then,
you don't need any special checks or anything. You just treat it as difficult terrain.
all right, yeah, I want to just go over it, and can I see if there's someone else inside this cage? Right here?
Yeah. Like, what do your bird eyes see? You can barely make someone out in the back corner.
All right. I got the keys out, ready to unlock his cage on my next turn, I guess, or whenever I can.
All right. Okay, it is the Kraken's turn. That's exciting. So, let's see what it does. Let's see. It is going to pull the. Is it going to pull him out? Yeah, it probably doesn't like being stabbed all the time. So, suddenly, this tentacle is gone. But so is the warden. Yeah, and
I told you.
Stay close, Jenna. There's a way out now.
And as the thing pulls out, even more water floods in.
How many feet of water are we standing in now?
If there is water on your square that you're standing in, you could assume that it is at least a foot. Closer to the walls, it is like 4 feet. So anywhere from like 1 foot at the edge of the water to 4 feet to actually where the tentacles came in, it's just gushing in at that point.
I can't see, so I'm not sure how much water I'm in.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much water.
Okay, all of you blind babies in the center, you cannot. You are not in water right now. Yep, you are still in the center of the ship. All right, that brings us to the tentacle that is still here. It is going to wrap around the cages and just pull the cages out with it.
God, the size of
Whoa.
Yeah, so Garuda, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. The DC is 20.
Oh, Jesus.
I may or may not.
Oh, so close.
Bitch, so close.
So you get hit with a cage.
Yeah, so you take quite a bit of damage as you are smashed between Naxos's cage and the other 2 cages.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, that's
It's
even
26 points of damage.
Does that just kill him outright?
Yeah, technically I guess it would. I don't know.
Whoa.
So you feel your tiny bird bones break and snap. You and the prisoner and all that are just torn out of here. And the side just is torn completely open here. Naxos, you're still in your cage. So you're back in the ocean.
My cage is in the ocean?
Yeah. So yeah, you guys will just be essentially. I'll put you guys up top to represent that you are in the ocean proper.
Let me be able to see now.
I still got the keys, so
Yeah.
so I guess I'm right by Noxus, right? So you can take the keys if
Yeah.
you wanted to.
So just don't delete your character sheet yet, Garuda. Just hang tight. Just hang tight.
Well,
Yeah.
he told me like when the guy pulled out, like the tentacle pulled out in a different room, so I could be able to escape on my turn now.
Oh, that's true. Do you want to use your reaction to try to get out of there as you're being pulled out, or do you prefer to be in the ocean?
I know, I want to be in the ocean. You can't drown me. So, but I do like swim out of my cage, like as it's sinking, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's happening. Okay. Up here on the top, Afra, go ahead and just give me a general dexterity saving throw against all of the craziness that's going on here. Yeah. All right. You avoid falling debris. You avoid tossed people. You avoid wild crossbow shots. You avoid tentacles. It is mayhem. Jenna, you're up.
All right. So Jenna's a smart individual. She has an intelligence of 16.
Sure,
Does
sure.
Jenna know that
By
if an
by
aquatic-
5e standards,
if
that
an
is
aquatic-
absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Yep. So with this intelligence, do I know that if an aquatic creature like Hef, who can swim and breathe underwater, if he gives me mouth to mouth while underwater, if I will gain the oxygen benefits from it?
Absolutely not. No, there are enough. Yeah, there are enough other ways to do it.
Come
Do
on.
you guys want to You want him to breathe whatever crazy mutagens are in his body
I
into your
want him
body?
to do whatever he needs to do to keep me alive. All right.
All right, we'll have to see how it goes.
right. So
yeah.
but for Jenna's turn, Jenna's gonna get out
Move
of her
with me when you can.
and she's gonna
Keep
hop
in mind,
on.
as long as you stay conscious, even like the wimpiest wimp can breathe underwater for like 50 combat rounds or something stupid like that.
Okay.
Like, so yeah, 5th edition is very generous about how long people hold their breath.
Unless they stop.
So Jenna doesn't have a swim speed, but she's
Yeah.
got a Hef, and she's
Okay.
gonna climb on Hef's back, and she's gonna cast frostbite on her hands and her body, and she's gonna like freeze herself to Hef.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's gonna say, "Swim me out of here. Get me to safety now."
All right.
Yes, Mistress Jenna.
Vesh, what are you gonna do?
Well, the tentacle in front seems to have gone. The tentacle behind seems to have gone. First of all, he's going to move this direction a little bit. That's about 20 feet. And he still can't see the ladder. He has no idea where it is. He knows it's in that general direction, but there's water flooding around all over the place. However, I'm guessing on this side he can see
It's actually right here is the ladder, and then yeah, this is the huge hole in the side of the boat.
But there's like water gushing down the ladder as well, is there?
Oh yeah.
All right, so he's gonna dash, so he gets more movement. He's gonna move up to the bottom of the ladder, seeing the water pouring in there, and he's just gonna yell up as loudly as he can. Come with us if you want to survive. Off the side of the ship, woman. Bring your torch. And then he's going to use the rest of his movement to just jump straight out of the ship. This big old hole after that tentacle.
All right.
That was yelled at me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that you heard it.
Maybe. Probably. I don't know.
There's a lot of chaos going on up there. You never
You're
know.
pretty big and loud. So.
Yeah, just a
True.
smidge. There's just a smidge of chaos going on. Okay. Naxos, you're up.
Is there any way I can communicate with this Kraken? Like, if I yelled, would he hear me, or can I like somehow engage
I mean,
his
Krakens
telepathy?
are
or-
super geniuses. They speak like 15 different languages or something. So there's a pretty good chance that that could happen.
I want him to engage with me with his telepathy. So can I yell like in primordial something, and then see if he'll engage with me that way? Like, because they have telepathy as well.
Yeah, you could certainly try. Wait, you have telepathy?
Well, no, they do. So it could. I
So,
want to be able to
you're
engage
really
with it.
you're really just thinking to yourself and hoping that somebody's listening.
Or I yell something in primordial, and then like hope it engages with me. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. What do you yell in primordial?
Do any of you other guys speak primordial?
I mean,
Nope.
you're in the water, so. And I don't think I'd. Wait.
We wouldn't be able to hear you
I
if
do
you're
speak-
out of
I
the
do
ship
speak
now.
primordial, but I don't think I'd be able to hear him.
Okay, because maybe I just need to message it to the DM because I don't want you guys to know.
Okay, sure. Use /W space GM space and then type whatever you want, and I will receive the message.
All right, so /W/GM.
Yeah, it's how you whisper me. I should probably put a whisper GM button on the list of buttons.
All right, one second there.
Or we could jump into a secret meeting real quick if it would be faster than whatever's happening right now. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Actually, a reply does come because when you have a 23 intelligence score, you can multitask. There you go.
All right, so just a quick response.
Okay, there is no response to that except a deep alien laughter.
And then I'm just going.
It is the laughter is shared telepathically with everyone here. You just hear sort of a very strange like suddenly in all of your minds.
Because that's not creepy at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just going to start swimming away. It's hard, I'm like zoomed out really far. I have a swim speed, so I'm gonna move 60. These are like 5 apiece, right? I'm not
Yes,
really good with
spaces are
that
5
measure.
apiece. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not really good with the measuring tool yet. So it should be that square. Alright. And that'll be it.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself, just because. Umberly guide me.
All right. So let me. The round's coming to an end. I have to add additional things to the tracker real quick, because wherever a kraken goes, stuff happens, and who wouldn't want to take advantage of that? Let's see. Okay. Afra, you're up.
Can I do an insight check to see if I believe that Vishkaniel can save me?
I told her to jump off the ship.
And I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Yeah, anytime as a player, you are faced with a choice that you don't know what to do, you could always let the dice decide.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if you think an insight check would do it, then go for it. Yeah, I mean at 16, I'm pretty sure he
Vesh
believes what he told you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's not trying to deceive you. He really thinks that he's done it. Like if you were to kind of peek over the side of the ship, you'd see him freaking cannonballing out the side. Like,
Like, can he swim? Do I know if Dragonborn can swim?
he can swim okay. As well
you're
as
you're a Faerunian human. So like, I mean, depending on your level of racism, you'd probably be like, "They probably can." Yeah, you know, that's how lizard folk do.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna pick another big, strong white knight. I'm gonna go see if I can sharpen Vesh. This really might be a very bad idea.
All right. So a lot is happening. A lot. All right. So you gonna jump in the water then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You just treat tentacles as difficult terrain. So make your way over to the edge and leap in, I guess.
So can I? Where is Vesh? Can I see him?
Vesh
Scarlet,
is still. Yeah, you can look down the.
I
hole.
dash. No, I dash and
Oh,
dive
you're
out
in
of the hole. Yeah, no, I'm in the water
okay.
now.
Oh, my bad. Let me move you real quick. Let's see. Yeah, so Vesh is along the, let's just say, south side of the ship. Yep.
Okay.
Down there in the water.
Okay. So I'm fairly sure I can get there in a dash. I think.
Yep.
Do
you anime style like run along the tentacle before jumping and diving into the water?
Do a little Naruto run.
Okay. All right.
There we go. Oh, actually, I didn't even have to dash, I guess.
Well, remember, it's difficult terrain.
Oh,
to
it's
go
difficult
through
terrain, so I did. Yeah, okay.
Yep. All right, so you dashed into the waves next to Vesh. All right. Down below, these guys are dealing with drowning and stuff like that. But you know what? They're going to take a deep breath, and they are also going to swim out into the ocean proper. And Len, let's just move you guys both at the same time. Save me some trouble. All right, let's see. Oh God, poor Len. Okay. So Hep, you're up.
Okay, several things. First off, would I have known that the keys maybe were dropped here when that tentacle came in and swiped them? Would I have any idea where those keys?
Oof. Yeah, you have amazing passive perception, but you are going off of dark vision, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And there's water everywhere, and there's kraken tentacles, and there's current rushing. You can attempt a active perception check to locate them, but that would take up your action.
Okay, before I do that, the other question I had is earlier on, Hep heard that there was some person of importance down below. Is that correct?
You did hear that correctly, yeah.
So, all right, Hep would just say, Lady Jenna, there may be somebody below who can help you. What would you like to do?
Somebody below? Someone like who?
I don't know. I heard them over talking.
Being kept by themselves, probably an individual of power. I
Hooray,
like powerful people owe me stuff. Let's go take a look real quick.
All right, so I'm gonna run. That's 40 feet, and then there's a stairway down.
So I can't see him to move my mini with him.
Okay.
And so there's a stairway over. It was over here somewhere. So I would go to the stairway and go down.
Yeah.
With Jenna on my back. Hold your breath, Jenna.
The deck below yours is completely submerged. So you basically walk up and you see the opening down below, and it is just completely filled with water.
Hold your breath, Jenna. And I would go down.
Okay.
Oh God.
So you guys are going down there.
Yeah.
Right. I wasn't the one who needed to roll on your character sheet.
So I should have maybe another 10, 15 feet of movement. I don't know how deep down it is.
All right. And then I guess we gotta throw another Garuda cameraman over there, yeah?
That would be great.
All right. Let's see.
I see someone in the back, Lady Jenna.
But I guess there wouldn't be any light sources down here, so I don't know how that would help at all, because technically everything would be underwater.
How does dark vision? Yeah. How's that impacted by?
It works underwater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, so I'm blind, holding my breath, and holding on to Hef for my dear life because.
Yeah.
But I am frozen to him, so should help me keep hold.
Okay. That's your turn then, right?
Yeah, move and dash, yeah.
All right. Most of the people you see down here are dead.
I can't see anything again. Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah. All right. I will give this Garuda dark vision so that he can be a good cameraman. There you go.
I guess I can't really see, but does the lady in the cage, does she look alive?
I can't see anything in a cage.
You can't see her, Hef?
You can't see that far, no.
Okay.
How are
then
you
never
seeing
mind.
her?
Oh, I don't see a damn fucking thing.
Oh.
Okay. I was just more curious if she was
Oh,
alive.
okay. Yeah, so that brings us to those guys. Merfolk. Okay. That's exciting. Those of you who are in the free ocean swimming around, you see merfolk approach. These merfolk look armed and interested in what is going on here. This is a general picture of a merfolk.
Dope.
Yep. And yeah, they're making their way over to you to check things out. So I guess that would just be, yeah, those of you who are up there in the water.
Or although I guess Garuda's like out of
Yeah,
action.
you guys see that they're off a ways, keeping a safe distance from the Kraken, but definitely kind of taking stock of what is going on. All right, Garuda, you're up.
What can I do?
Oh, my bad. You're dead. I'm so mean. Okay. That is when some sharks arrive.
Sharks, Smurfos.
Yeah. So the sharks are moving in because they are going to take any scraps that are available.
That doesn't look like a shark.
Yeah. It's a pretty gross shark. I think I have art for it. Hold on. Do you have a handout for these guys? They're really gross looking. Nah. It's a very like brutish looking, sort of like monstrous shark that is approaching. And there's quite a few of them. Let's see. Those of you who are up top, go ahead and give me knowledge nature checks.
There is no one up top.
Well, I mean in the water. So
okay.
yeah. That would be Naxos, Vesh, and Afra. Yeah, so Afra, you recognize these as shell sharks. They are called that because while they resemble sharks in many ways, they are far more primitive and monstrous than normal sharks. And their hide is hard, has almost like a hard carapace feel to it, like a shell. Yeah, so these are definitely not sharks that you should be fighting at level 1.
Okay.
All right. With that,
I mean, I don't know that I ever want to fight sharks.
with that, the ship is pulled underwater. Yeah, so the ship itself is actually pulled under the water. As it is, it creates a vacuum of sorts that starts whirlpooling and sucking all the water in around it. So I will need the three of you who just rolled nature checks to give me athletics checks. If you have a swim speed, you will make this at advantage.
Can I grab onto Vesh instead of taking mine?
Vesh, do you consent to her grabbing onto you?
I mean, I guess. Not that.
All right. So yeah,
He probably wouldn't even
grab
notice.
onto him. Yeah, you grab onto him. He doesn't do so hot. Naxos, let's see that athletics check with advantage, right? Because you have a swim speed.
I
Or can
do.
you just be underwater?
No, I do.
Oh,
I'm pretty
all right.
far. I'm
He's
pretty
pretty far
far away, aren't I? Yeah, I'm pretty far from it
Yeah.
though. I
This
dashed to
is.
get away.
I see where your miniature is. This is a ship being pulled under the ocean. When that happens, it does create a whirlpool effect. So you are being flushed down the potty along with everybody else. Yeah, suboptimal to be sure. And that laughter, Naxos, continues in your mind and in the minds of everyone else. Now that you have triggered it. Let's see. Let's get this out of here. Boop. There we go. No more ship. Sweet. I think. Let's see. Yeah. So that's happening. Jenna, the ship is being torn to sunders. You are underwater. It is dark. What are you gonna do?
So can I use minor illusion to create like a light effect? Is that a possibility? I'm not
It
too
is
sure.
100% not a possibility.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there's another
Yeah,
cantrip
well,
called light that makes.
yeah. All my other spells have verbal components, so
Gotcha.
I am I can't see anything. I don't really know what's going on. I'm holding my breath and I'm holding on to heft.
Okay.
I'm a frozen backpack, and I'm just
Jenna, just
along for the ride.
Jenna, just tap me on the shoulder if you want to go up.
That is terrible. But good role play. So what we'll do is like in a movie where everyone's speaking German for like one line and then they start speaking English and everyone's like, oh, I get it. They're speaking German, but they're speaking in English, so we don't have to do subtitles. Yeah, that's what Hef sounds like when he's talking underwater, but we're never gonna hear it again. I want you to all internalize what that sounded like and just remember that's what it sounds like when Hef is talking underwater. Okay. So, Vash, it's your turn. Unless it's still Hef's turn, right? No, Hef hasn't got to go yet. So, Vash and then Naxos.
Oh, I guess I'll use my action to assist Hef.
Okay,
in
there you go.
whatever he's doing.
Fair enough. So, Vash, what are you going to do? You're being sucked down this whirlpool. Did we lose Vash? Okay.
Sorry, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I had my mic on mute and I didn't. So I'm being sucked down this whirlpool, and there's a small girl hanging on my back. The main thing I'm thinking of is get to the surface. Get to the surface. The sharks and stuff are a secondary concern. So he's just going to swim straight up against the current as powerfully as he can.
All right.
Whether that's any success or not.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see your athletics check. Yeah, you are actually fighting against the pull of this whirlpool, swimming past weaving tentacles and making your way up and away from the pull, avoiding being sucked down along with the ship. Naxos, what are you going to do? Any kind of movement, I'll need another athletics check. You will have advantage because you have a swim speed.
Well, if I try to swim away, I get eaten by sharks. If I go down the hole, at least I can't drown.
You could try. You could go punch this dude in the face. Huh?
I can't see any dudes.
Oh.
It must be on a different layer of the map.
There's a big differently coloured bit of water there. I'm guessing that's the Kraken, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I just now see the Kraken's face. I couldn't see that before. Right here.
Yeah, it's subtle. It's subtle.
And I don't recognize him, right?
I mean, yeah,
He's-
like you don't
he's the
recognize
Kraken.
you don't recognize the telepathic voice that you got. So
Okay. I don't know what's worse. This is hard. There's a lot of fuck going on. I guess I'll just try to keep swimming away from the whirlpool. So athletics.
all right, yeah, you start slowly making your way. Treated as difficult terrain, but you can move away from the swirling vortex.
So difficult terrain is like half speed or something.
Yeah, it's half speed.
How far out do I have to go before I'm out of the whirlpool?
I guess you'll know when you get there. All right, so you start moving away from it. Excellent, excellent. So here's kind of how it goes down. The ship is destroyed. The ship is pulled under. Hef, because you went down below, you do see a human girl who is holding her breath, but looks like she is just about out of it. I don't know if you can see her or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. She definitely could use some help. She is wearing the Residium shackles and the leg shackles, just like you guys were. And she seems to be the only person that's alive as the ship is kind of torn asunder. The water begins to fill with a boiling black ink as the Kraken just inks the whole friggin' area. And as it does, a lot happens. There are sharks, there are tentacles, there are merfolk. One by one, you sort of this is like, you know, narrative, so we could get you guys kind of into the adventure proper. One by one, the tolls of the water sort of take you. The attacks, the effort of swimming. You are in deep ocean, you know, far off the coastline. But you do the mermaids are actually there to assist you. Those
Okay.
of you, yeah, those of you who manage to sort of, you know, kind of keep it together, you realize that the merfolk, the group of them that are here, there are 7 in total. They are actually there to assist you, and they help you guys get away from the situation. They have, you know, some of the unconscious people with them. They're kind of dragging them behind them in like nets, basically. And there is an uneasy feeling of like, what the hell is going on here? Choose your own adventure, basically. At this point, you can certainly continue your deep sea adventures against these 7 merfolk, or we can you can kind of see what happens next.
Well,
So that'll give me an idea of kind of where we're going with this next week. Is essentially the merfolk have kind of rode in, and rather than attack you guys, they're using their spells and weapons to sort of fend off the sharks, and they are grabbing it seems random people in their nets and sort of like gathering them up.
are they taking us under, or are they taking us above the water? That's what I want to know.
Well, they bring you up to the surface so that you can breathe, obviously. But they have every intention of taking you away from the scene that is going on here. The water itself is magically dark at this point, now that the Kraken is inking the area. And
Well, Vesh can't see anything. He's badly wounded.
yeah,
And he certainly doesn't
Yeah.
want to go back towards the Kraken. So
okay.
Yeah, and
he's
and
wary,
you know,
and he doesn't
a
trust
chance-
Merfolk.
a chance to live today is a
Okay.
chance to fight tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
All right.
let's go with them.
Is that the general consensus? You're gonna leave the Kraken for the merfolk, or again?
Yeah,
I respect your player agency. If you want to run up and
Uh,
fight that Kraken, we will roll some dice, see how it plays out.
It'll probably
No,
only take one round.
no,
I don't know.
Hef will help Jenna save that girl, and then
Okay.
he will go with the others and do what the merfolk say.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So the merfolk, one of them, who can speak the common tongue of the surface world. Keeping in mind that like Aquan is like the version of common for the ocean.
Yep.
Yeah. So this mermaid, she does speak common, and she says, "Yes, you'll do well. You'll do quite well. I could see things going very well for us. And you have the girl. That's good."
Not at all, worrying or intimidating. Not even a little
Yeah.
bit.
And I think that is where we will leave off for the week, is with that cryptic statement from these 7 merfolk.
So next week we all wake up in another prison. We're just under the sea this time.
Ugh. All right. So, there you go. I guess
Crazy.
I have to ask, do you intend to continue on with this campaign?
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
know, so that if you don't, I can
guess.
fill your spot.
Nope, fuck this game. I'm out.
Yeah, I know it's a pretty slow start. I mean, that usually happens when you have a
A
new
slow
campaign.
start.
Yeah,
It's
you
really
know,
slow.
yeah. So,
Yeah, nothing happened really.
yeah, I mean, you guys walked into a tavern, ordered some drinks. Yeah, so I understand.
Did Garuda actually die? That's the
No,
question.
Garuda did not die. I would never put players in a completely unfair situation like that and then just outright murder them. So no. Through as SpongeBob would say, mermaid magic. Garuda will survive the wounds.
Okay.
Yeah. But basically, it was to give you guys an idea of how tough a Kraken is, because it may or may not be a part of the game. I don't know.
Another 500 stabs or so from the warden, and it would have gone down. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if I was there and them fucking guards was right there fighting a Kraken, I probably would got a boner. But that's just me.
Yeah, so excellent work. There are again, if you did delete all your equipment, you could totally add back in your starting equipment, because it is built into your intro that you will have starting equipment. You just haven't started yet, you might say.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
So how much experience do we get for looting a Kraken?
Yeah,
Oh,
and saving
man.
the girl, and saving the girl.
And saving the girl, that's gotta be some.
I mean, that was like extra XP, I would think.
Yeah, I would say that everybody comes in at 256 experience points.
Woo!
That's
Hey, it's a start.
surprisingly specific.
Yeah.
That is a start.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I'll
see you guys
post-
next week.
Yeah. All right. Everybody have a good weekend.
All
Yeah,
right.
can't wait to play again.
All right.